Welcome to DudeNoWay Live, where we embark on a quest to play the greatest games of all time. I'm your host, Moonchild of DudeNoWay, and today we are building muscle memory in Overwatch 2. We're going to be diving in, playing some games, and focusing on increasing our skill in Overwatch so that we can get ready for our dive into the competitive division, which I'll probably do over the weekend or something like that. But, maybe in the next few days we'll dive into that. I still have some more things that I want to cover in terms of the improving your skills series. So that's what we're going to be focusing on today. It's specifically building muscle memory, and we're going to go over and talk about some things that you could do to help build up your habits and just increase how effective you are at certain heroes. And but first, we're going to be diving in and checking out some Lifeweaver gameplay, courtesy of our man, the spicy one. Give me 1 second here. Let me grab the replay code here. Bang. All right. And we're good. Thought you were reviewing my Lifeweaver matches today. I am reviewing your Lifeweaver matches today. What's up, dude? How are you? Thanks for being here. I appreciate you swinging by. We are jumping in. If I could click the right thing, that'd be awesome. Career profile. History. Replays. When it wants to load. We're gonna see what happens. This, the error code here for Overwatch has been killing me lately. It has been, and now it says the application is not responding. I don't know, like, you guys can't see that, right? No, it's just sitting there on your screen. So for me, my computer is telling me that Overwatch is not responding. This has been happening since the patch came out, and I'm not sure what happened. I don't know what Blizzard broke here, but they seem to have messed something up somewhere along the way, right? Like, so all of a sudden, ever since the first time we tried to do these reviews, the game itself just stops, and then it'll kick me to the desktop, and then it'll give me the, like, general error, whatever, with a bunch of, you know, random letters and numbers and stuff like that. You can see I am literally stuck. Like, you can't even see my cursor anymore, but I'm clicking all over the screen right now. I'm sure you can hear it. I don't understand why. I don't know why it's doing this. Oh, there it goes. Lost connection to game server. So that's weird, right? Like, I don't know why that happens, but here we go. All right, cool. So it brought us back. We have our Lifeweaver gameplay. So today we're going to be reviewing some Lifeweaver gameplay. This is a Plat 5 game, and we're going to be diving in, looking for places that we can improve. Okay, so I'm going to start that over so that I have a clean cut for the YouTube content later on. Sorry. Today we're going to be reviewing some Lifeweaver gameplay. We got a Plat 5 game from our pal, the spicy one, and we're going to be looking for room for improvement and possibilities where we could have made better plays. And if you would like to have your gameplay reviewed on stream and turned into a video, you can send it to me at DudeNoWayLive@gmail.com, and I would be happy to turn it into some content. All right, so we got this replay code. This is the second game that you sent me, spicy one, and we're gonna boot this up and just see what happens. We're here on Coliseo.
Ready for battle.
Just making sure that everything is good on my end, on the back end. Got that up. This is up. All right, and looks like everything's rolling. Everybody can see the actual gameplay now. Cool. Overwatch stopped doing that thing. I don't know why it's been doing that, man. Like I said, it's just driving me a little bit crazy with the errors that have happened since the patch came out. So we got the spicy one is here. This is our Lifeweaver gameplay that we're going to be reviewing today. Are you watching it in a different order? I was looking for the one that was like I've been editing these, and they take like 3 hours to edit, like, to go through the entire thing, because I've been reviewing them, and I've been going extremely in-depth. So I'm looking to kind of narrow that process down some. And yesterday, like I did with yours, I picked one of the two that we looked at. Yesterday, when I looked at it, yeah, I know, you sent two, yeah. The footage is extremely long, so I'm trying to make it so that it's not such a gigantic video every time. So we're going to start with this one. I read the disclaimers on both of them. And the thing about the match that you lost, the first one that you sent, the thing about the match that you lost there, we can't actually see that the tank was typing. So for us, it's just going to look like your tank stopped playing. So when I went through and I looked at it, the tank is literally just standing there. And it looks really odd. So I was like, well, do I say, like, he's just typing, like, over and over again? I mean, like, and then I could comment on that. Like, I can review that. But, like, that looked weird, right? So I'm going to go ahead and look at I haven't looked at the second one yet. But I assume that there are less people who are just standing around, like, doing nothing. Like, literally doing nothing. That shouldn't be happening in a competitive game. People shouldn't be typing. They shouldn't be spending so much time standing still. Your tank is a jerk for that, man. I'm sorry about that, but I'll show you guys what I mean here in after this game. We'll dive into that into the one that I was talking about, and I mean, you know what I'm talking about, Spicy One, because you got to experience it firsthand. But we'll look at that here in just a little bit. This one, you said that you only lost it at the end, and because one of your teammates died. One of the DPS said that the Sojourn was cheating. You know, we'll be able to kind of keep an eye on that, but you know, some people just have cracked aim, dude. Like that's the reality of it. Like you're gonna find people who don't miss shots, especially like, and it's not like they play like that every game either. Like people do miss shots eventually, but yeah, in the first gameplay, the tank was literally, like I said, since we can't see the text itself, it looked like the tank just quit, like for a bit of that gameplay. So. It's obvious why you lost that one. It's because, like, you didn't have your 5 people on your team actually playing the game. But in this one, ideally, that won't be too big of an issue. We'll see. We'll check it out. We'll find out. Alright, so, you're up at the spawn door.
But I'm still the fastest gun in the New West.
You're up at the spawn door, which is good straight off the start here. It drives me crazy when people decide they want to hang out in the back of the map before the game starts. I don't know why people do that. Like you're Arisa slow walking to the front there. Like, dude, you're literally just giving up the advantage straight away if you're not at the spawn door waiting to run out there, waiting to take space, you know? So you got a Tracer, you have a Zen, you have a Cassidy, and an Arisa. It's smart to charge up your first heal before you advance to the point. I think that was a good call. That way you don't have to wait for it. And right now we're just doing the choke duel. You can see the Arisa is not really utilizing too much cover here. As I just come over here, you can see she's just kind of... This is her space to be. And she is in the center... presumably fighting the other Arisa based on the amount of health that she's lost. But this is not the best place to start. It's not giving me a ton of confidence that the tank knows what to do. You are also kind of standing a little bit out in the open here, as you can see. As I break off of yours, you can see that these guys are able to look directly at you. The Cassidy is doing the right thing in so far as that he's kind of jiggle peeking this corner. The Zen is also in like a weird place to be Zen. But if you're only healing, you don't need to really show the enemy team your face at all. So you could really kind of hide behind this corner and you know, do the support thing from the side without ever having to worry about taking damage from them at all. Because right now you're susceptible to a Sojourn headshot. If she were to damage you just a little bit, you could potentially die based on the Sojourn headshot railgun damage. So you do back up here, and that was smart on your part. You got out of the way as soon as I said that. You can see that your team is getting a little bit low. I can't see who Zen's healing orb is on right now, but presumably it's on Tracer, because from this angle, it doesn't look like Zen is healing anyone at all. Your Cass is overcommitting to this engagement a little bit. He doesn't really need to be out there, kind of standing in the middle like that. You can see that your Tracer is about to get dove by Genji, and the Tracer herself is also low health. She's running back for the health pack. Looks like she is going to be able to get that. I wouldn't worry about her really in this moment. You have kind of 3 important targets in front of you that do need to stay alive, and Cass has like no mobility, so it would be extremely difficult for Cassidy to get to a health pack from this spot without wasting a bunch of time. So I think you're kind of in the right place here, especially since the enemy team is no longer in your line of sight. I'm not certain that I would have pulled that Orisa back. One thing that you want to be cautious of when you're using life grip is wasting the tank's ability to take space. So when you life grip a tank and you take them out of the spot they're kind of forcing their way into, you kind of remove their agency to take the space the way that they normally would be able to. So where you could have just, she could have broken line of sight, she could have strafed here, she could have strafed to the right and used this corner, and then you could have just healed her up. Insofar as the life grip ability, it's like the main value proposition of Life Weaver is to make someone immune to damage and pull them out back to safety very quickly. But that being said, you need to use it the most sparingly on a tank, because their whole job is to make space, and you have effectively neutralized the space that they could have made. So you're doing good. You're keeping the tank up. The Cassidy should be getting the healing orb from Zen, and it doesn't look like he is right now. I think in this moment, we need to save Cass, because if he takes any amount of damage, he is dead. Good. And the tank, this is the tank's fault. The tank is taking too much damage because she's standing out in the middle of the open. There's only so much healing you can put out between yourself and Zen. You can see Zen's healing orb is already on the tank, and the tank is, like, you're dumping heals into this guy, and they are just hemorrhaging hit points left and right. This is not your fault, but this tank needs to learn to play cover, or you guys simply can't win. Okay, so right now, this would be the time when you would want to life grip someone. Like, Cassidy doesn't need to worry about space. He's extremely low health. He could die from a simple right click from the Genji. And in this moment, this is where you would right click, or this is where you would life grip even, to save Cassidy's life. In the time it takes you to charge up your heal, he may already be dead. Perfect. Exactly what you wanted to do. Now, the Genji has to overcommit to the engagement to get this Cassidy down. He has to put himself in extreme danger. And while your tank is up there making space, you can see that she's like around half hit points. So it shouldn't be too big of a deal for her to be healed up by Zen. Good job. You are... One thing that you should have done in the moment while Cass was advancing is you need to also advance here, because you can see that your tank is getting up onto the robot, taking space from them. But the issue with you is that you're so far back right now that it's going to be difficult for you to get to their position in the amount of time that you would want to be there. That being said, Life Weaver doesn't have to aim his heals, so that is like a 1+ of being Life Weaver. But, you know, you definitely want to understand when it's time for you to aggress as well. You're using your movement ability a lot to move yourself in places that you don't really need it. You may end up needing it in a spot where the heal from that comes in handy and saves your life. So I would be less liberal with your usage of your movement ability and just try and move normally until you need that heal. Because if you don't have, if that heals, if that can't have it getting worse. If your movement ability is on cooldown, I hate that you can't see the cursor when I take the bar away here, but if your movement ability is on cooldown and you need that heal, it could be the difference between you living or dying. But in this moment, it's not going to matter, but in the future, that's something that you want to think about. And that was a clutch time to reload. In this moment, in the time that you reloaded, you could have been throwing some damage out there. It is okay to toss out some of the thorns now and then. With Life Weaver, he does deal a pretty decent amount of damage, and you can just pepper in some damage in between your heals. You did good keeping that Zen alive. Your Orisa is now getting pushed back now. The team is starting to aggress on her. The enemy Orisa is alive again. You can see that pretty much everyone is looking her way now. And Genji is overcommitting to this engagement hard. So, like, and his deflect is on cooldown. So your tank needs to pay attention to the time to aggress and retreat as well. I think right now, if she has her spear spin available, it would be best to push them backwards to maintain her footing that she has gained for herself and for you guys by pushing the robot forward. But she's taking too much damage, and you see she did use the spear spin, but she's using it to deflect damage now instead of using it to take space. And the spear spin will knock everyone back, so I think that in that moment she could have pushed forward, and then with you about to have an ultimate off, with you about to have an ultimate up, I was gonna say off cooldown, but you know what I mean. With you about to charge your ult, you could have dropped the tree right next to the robot and been good to go. The tank is not using cover at all. She's using the robot as her piece of cover, and that's, like, fine to an extent, but the robot has, like, space between its legs and space between its arms that can easily be shot through, especially by someone like a Sojourn, who can just kind of line up your tank's head through the space in between the robot, and the tank, that's why the tank is taking so much damage. That was decent usage of the movement ability to retreat there. You can see that your team is starting to get low health. This tree could have came out a little bit sooner to have helped your tank understand that it is okay to push forward and keep the space that you guys have already gained for yourself.
Life protects life.
You've now overcommitted to killing this Genji. I know he's low health, but you got like 2 seconds. You got like 2 seconds to get that kill, and if you don't get it, you're now overcommitting as a support player to putting in damage where you should be making sure that everyone is alive. Now, everyone on your team is fine right now, but this in general, this is going to end up with people on your team dying in other scenarios. And then, so, thankfully, the Orisa, using her ultimate, was able to follow up on the kill there, but you just committed a little bit too long. You're putting out a lot of heals for your team, and I think that that is carrying them right now. Their bad positioning is kind of made up by the fact that you are throwing so many heals out onto them. So with the Lucio ultimate coming out there, you guys had some time where you kind of needed to play a little bit more passively, and everybody did the thing that they needed to do. Your team is standing in the Sojourn Disruptor shot, which is not great, but at the same time, you can always just heal them through this. This is not enough damage to actually be dangerous to them, and their tank is, I believe their tank is dead. Yeah, she died and is now running back as Zarya, so it's going to be a hot minute before this tank makes it back to the robot. You have plenty of time for your team to snag a couple of kills on either the Lucio or the Moira. And everybody is good, so you didn't need that movement ability right there. Now is the time when you start throwing out damage.
Pushing our barricade up.
But you're holding this heal a little bit long. While it is good to have that big burst of healing, you don't necessarily need to hold it for so long. There's no one that can come through and really burst them right now. You know that the Sojourn doesn't have a charged railgun, so you don't have to worry about any huge burst damage coming out. You can get aggressive with your damage at this point. Like right there, you could have been throwing thorns out at the Zarya. You could have been throwing thorns over at the Genji. So you're kind of doing nothing at this moment. As you stand here and you hold this heal, you are missing out on a lot of opportunity to do something, anything, right? But instead you're just kind of holding the heal here, and that is not great for your squad. And the Tracer is dead. You couldn't have prevented that. She was up in enemy territory with a bunch of people staring right at her with a low health character. She overcommitted to that engagement. Holding this heal would not have saved her. And like now is the time when you could be charging up a heal to get ready to, because you see all these people about to come down and attack your Orisa, or potentially your Cassidy might just go down very quickly because of this Genji, depending on how accurate the Genji is, right? Now would be the time to start charging that heal. And that's unfortunate, right? So In that moment, you got headshot by the by yourself, actually, with the Genji deflecting onto you. You kind of waited for your moment to get aggressive till right now, and in the moment where you see that Genji pops up deflect right there, this is Genji aiming at you, turning to aim his crosshair at you. So you end up wrecking yourself with your own thorns here, right there. Bang. And just a small amount of damage from the Sojourn was able to combine to finish you off with your own damage. That feels bad, but that was a solid deflect on Genji's part.
The enemy took control of the rope.
So I'm gonna break off from your from you right now, and I'm just gonna look at your team. You can see that with Zen down and you down, this tank needs to die quickly, and this Cassidy will not make it out and back to safety. So he also needs to die quickly so that all of you can get back together. Tank goes down. Cass goes down. All right, so that's kind of, that was quick enough, right? That was best case scenario. Now you guys can spawn up.
Bounding forth.
And right now, at this moment, your Tracer is already up there, and Tracer is ruining her ability to be supported, and also your guys' ability to get into a team fight when you guys all come back together. So Tracer is asking to die right now.
Try them off the robot.
You see that? And she is like so far deep right now that there's no chance that you could even throw a heal her way at all. And the entire enemy team is right there. Again, your Tracer is asking for death. She's begging to die. And okay, so right now you are begging to die because you don't have anybody on, you don't have anybody on your team in front of you. You can see that your Zen is behind you, your Orisa is behind you. You are asking to be one hit in this moment by a Sojourn, and like, Sojourn isn't there. We can see that she's not there, right? But you don't know that she's not there. So like, you are asking to, not only are you charging the enemy's ultimate insofar as that, like, this Moira orb, it's going to come up, it's going to get you, and then you'll probably take a little bit of damage from that, so Moira's ult is going to go up, even though she already has it. But the idea is sound here, right? You are peeking this choke preemptively when you should be waiting for the tank to be in front of you in this moment. Bang, and there we go. Moira just generating a bunch of ult charge off of you. You did not need to use that. You could have just waited for your health to go back up. You barely took any damage from that orb, and your movement ability being on cooldown, you might need that to get back behind a piece of cover as you guys advance here. So there's another Moira orb coming your way, and you were throwing some damage out. There's nothing wrong with that. I just think that you were kind of overcommitting to the damage a little bit there. While the tank was getting forward, that would have been the time to have started to charge the bulb. Right now, like, you are doing a good thing insofar as you're supporting the Cass, but when the Cassidy sees that your Zen pops ultimate, Cassidy should be moving down towards you guys to be part of the support line, because he can't actually take care of himself. So him taking a high ground angle by himself, knowing there's a Genji on the other team, is Cassidy, like, misplaying his opportunity here. In addition to that, while the Zen is ulting, you know that you don't actually need to be doing any healing. So while Zen's ult is going off, this would be the time for you to be throwing thorns out. And so you were able to get that Genji off of you, and you're keeping the Cassidy alive, but the tank is down here taking the full brunt of the enemy right now with only Zen as his healer, and your Zen is actually down from the Moira's ultimate. So like, the tank is down here completely unsupported at this moment, potentially in a deadly situation depending on how much charge this railgun has and this Genji here. Like, the tank cannot fend off against these two DPS at the same time. So Cassidy, again, put you in a position where you made a positional error because of Cassidy's positional error, and now it's kind of snowballing you into a bad place. Right now, you can see that your tank is yellow. She's getting very low hit points, as the fight progresses, and you throw your pedal to raise yourself up and give yourself line of sight with the tank. I think that was a smart move. But instead of throwing it towards the tank, you had to throw it towards Cassidy, who is still in a bad place for himself because the Genji can just run back up the wall here and get back up to aggress on him. Okay, so you used your movement ability again to kind of push yourself forward. That only really moves you a few feet. So try, like I said, try and save that for moments when you could potentially save yourself by putting yourself back into cover or onto a high ground position. You didn't need it really right there. You're doing a lot of healing. You are the brunt of the support right now. You are the only healer who is here in this fight. But that being said, the healing that you're putting out is like an extreme amount for a team that should not be putting themselves in a situation where they're really taking damage anyway. I think that's the first time I've seen Orisa properly utilize a piece of cover. Okay, alright, so remember I talked about utilizing cover from a place where you don't get seen by the enemy team? Look at where you're standing right now. Right? What is there to protect you at all? Like nothing, right? And like, while the Zarya and the Sojourn are fighting Tracer right now, they could easily just look at you and everybody could shoot you one time and then you just fall over. And, like, Zen is back, so that's good. Now you have some backup, but you yourself are not utilizing cover at all, where you could be standing over here to the left. You could be standing even inside here. There's potential for you to save yourself from the damage that you could take. And in this moment, you're more worried about keeping your tank alive, which I totally get, but, you know, you have to make sure that you also stay alive, because if you go down, the tank is definitely dead, right?
This ends now.
Okay, so the Cassidy got headshot by the Sojourn. That's his own fault. He should not have been up here fighting the Sojourn away from you, breaking line of sight with his support anyway. He's not Tracer. You can see Tracer was right next to him a second ago, and now Tracer is all the way the hell back out here. Cassidy can't do that. That's his fault that he died. Okay, so you threw the pedal, and you got up to safety, but then you immediately jumped down off of the pedal. You could have just stayed up there, I think, and you would have been okay. And again, we talk about that thing that I was talking about before, where you pull the tank back and remove the space that the tank has taken. You have an ultimate available. You could have just put that down next to the tank instead of life gripping them away. Because you're neutralizing all of the advantage that Orisa spent all that time making for you. That was strong usage of your heal, listening to Zen's sound cue, and realizing that he was getting attacked right there, and then turning and actually keeping him alive is more important at this moment, even than keeping the tank alive, because Zen can throw his heal onto the tank while you are healing him, but if Zen goes down, then you are in a significantly worse position than you were in before. The fact that Tracer is critical health with this amount of health and still firing her gun is indicative of Tracer being not good at playing her character. She should be shitting her pants right now, running and grabbing a health pack. She has both of her support players line of sighted. She has like 4 hit points. Let's just see. How many hit points does Tracer actually have right now? 14. She has 14 hit points, and she's still over there firing her gun. It is not your job to save her in this moment. It is Tracer's job to turn around and go get the health pack. That's what she has all that mobility for.
Healing here at your convenience.
And she did disengage. It was just a little bit late. Okay, right now, the tank is being wild as hell. The tank should not be advancing into a group this large, dropping her ultimate in the middle of the entire enemy team. Like, yes, she fortifies during her ultimate, but, like, getting a value ult with Orisa is getting, like, 1 or 2 kills. Putting it in front of 5 people is asking for your Orisa to die. So that's not your fault, that's her problem, but that's a bad play on her part. And it looks like you're about to drop the tree, which I don't necessarily think that back here is the greatest place to have dropped it. Let's find out. Okay, so you threw a petal. Okay, so that's actually good. That gives you a nice clean line of sight onto the Orisa. It's very unlikely that Genji will be able to really deal damage to you from up here. You stop strafing when you're on the pedal. You barely have moved around at all since you brought yourself up here. Keep moving, but like try not to fall off, but keep moving around so that you make yourself a harder target to actually headshot. And you jumped down off the pedal. I don't necessarily think you needed to jump down yet, but that's okay.
I can hear you here.
And you try and tell the Tracer, hey, come back to me, you're low health, and I can heal you. And, like, hopefully the Tracer listens to you, but again, this is not your problem. This is Tracer's fault. Tracer has all the mobility to get to a health pack. If she needs a heal, she could easily get back to you. If she dies, that's on her. Your Cassidy is way overcommitting. This right here, just, the Zarya is dead, so at least there's that. I was gonna say, a Cassidy walking into close quarters with a Zarya is almost always death for him.
And now we begin.
You've held your ultimate for a really long time. You could have been, like, 30% to another ult by now. You're kind of heal botting a little bit with this Life Weaver. You have the thorns can reach very long distances. You have the potential to put in some damage here around this corner. Don't be afraid to throw some thorns out there. You are playing good cover, though. I just want to make note of this. You are in a great spot as Life Weaver, who can avoid taking damage because his heal is an auto lock, and you can hit people from very far away with it. You are actually playing strong cover right here, although you're a little bit far away from your team. You could maybe do the same thing from, like, right here at this bus, but, like, in general, this is pretty good positioning.
Look at me go!
And you're holding this charge here, which, I talked about this earlier, is kind of wasting your potential for more actions. Got the... Okay, you are now way far away from your tank. It's definitely time for you to get over there and be up there with them. And just in any position, in any kind of capacity. I think you're about to do that.
Supercharged and on fire!
Right now. So because you waited so long... you've put yourself into a big opening where a lot of people can attack you at the same time, and you have no one to support you. You can see your whole team is kind of over here. Orisa is coming up the ramp. Cassidy is coming up the ramp, about to look down the street, and you are now isolated by yourself, very far away from your team. I only hold it because it takes longer to fully charge the Healing Blossom now. It does, but in general, you don't have to worry about holding it for a long time unless a large group of people are advancing on, like, your tank, for example. Like, if the entire enemy team is all about to come around the corner, that's the time when you preemptively charge and hold the Blossom, right? That was good movement on your part by utilizing the Blossom to get up, or the petal to get up into the sky. But one thing that you didn't do, you missed your opportunity to heal yourself for a health pack. So instead of using your healing ability here, you could have dropped down here, grabbed this health pack, and then used your healing ability to put yourself backwards, right, down this street, and blocked line of sight with the enemy team. The Genji is attacking you, so I understand why you wanted to get out of there as quickly as possible. You can see he's doing whatever the hell this move is. But like he is coming for you with the Dragon Blade. So I understand what you were doing there. But you are getting beamed from the Moira on your side. Where is she? You are getting beamed from the Moira right now. You can see even all the way down here, she's able to hit you with this beam. So you put yourself into, like, out of a situation where you could be hit, but then into a situation where you are getting hit by someone else. And that's unfortunate. So the Genji was on top of you. You were already low health and getting lower health by the Moira. I didn't realize your wings fly off when you die. That's cool. So yeah, so you were already low health because of the Moira, and I'm just going to back it up like 10 seconds so that we can see this again. And right here. And we're going to watch you throw the pedal. Right, you're holding. Bang. Right now you throw the pedal. Moira is already damaging you, right? The Genji is... Where is Genji? Right on top of you. And so he runs up the wall. And you, instead of, you know, you know it's here, right? You're already low health as you're jumping off of the pedal itself. And you know that the heal from the movement ability will get you up. But you only have 96 hit points right now. So it's not looking good even as you exit the pedal. Bang. And the heal takes you up to like 113. But it's not enough to make the difference between living and dying there. So we're just going to break off of you and watch this fight kind of play out. I would imagine your team probably loses this fight right now. Your Orisa is down. No, your Orisa is up. She's just in a weird position. I don't know where she was going. She was chasing a soldier on the enemy team. Your Cassidy has way overcommitted again. There is no health pack around him. Best case scenario, maybe he gets in here and grabs that one, but Tracer just took that one. Cass is way out of position. Just pulling it back so that I can see the bird's eye view. But he was able to get the Lucio, so at least there's that. And, like, I don't know what is the aversion to picking up this health pack, but, like, it doesn't bite, y'all. You guys can actually, like, Cassidy, you are half health. Why would you run back to the Orisa when there is, like, safety right here? Like, come on, dude. Okay, so you are back. You're on your way back. That was an okay use of the movement ability to get back a little bit faster. But going up through that window does put you in a scary position. Thankfully, you don't get one hit by it. But seeing this is death, right? All that red is doom. And it should feel like death being right in front of you. Doing good getting out of the way there. Doing solid. Cassidy is taking way too much damage. Like a ridiculously huge amount of damage for a character that can be utilizing his wall cover right here to jiggle peek. He is way, way out of the way. This is ridiculous. He should not need this much healing. Because when he does that, like, when he fights like this, and also, like I said before, you've been holding this ultimate for a really long time. It's time to use it. Put it right here behind you guys so that you can advance forward with the robot and not have to worry about the damage from the entire enemy team advancing on you. So what I was saying was, what Cassidy's doing in this moment is he's forcing you to choose between, do I heal Cassidy or do I heal Orisa? And every time that he does this, every time he overcommits and puts you in this situation, you run into the possibility that Orisa will just die because she doesn't have enough survivability, and she is also not good at taking cover. She doesn't have enough survivability to actually live through 5 people. And you can see your Reaper, the enemy Reaper is coming up on you right now. So it's not looking good for you. Zen is way out of the way right now, still coming back from the spawn. And the Cassidy, the best possible scenario for him would be to come over to the wall here and grab the healing orb from Zen for a few seconds. He's got this health pack behind him. I don't think he's going to use it, but maybe he will. I think he's tunnel visioned too hard on the enemy and not worried about keeping himself alive, which is more important than actually killing the enemy. I don't know if, like, a lot of DPS players don't seem to know this, but you can't actually deal damage when you're dead. Okay, so you did use the You did use the tree. You put it kind of right where I said that you should. The Reaper is going to be on you, and the Reaper's damage while he is close, his burst damage is too high to be negated by the tree itself. So I think he might back up just a hair based off of you dropping this tree. But that being said, if he barrel stuffs you, that is the end of your life. He could just one-hit you.
Look at me go.
Okay, so the Lucio on the other team used his ultimate, and at the same time, your Cassidy decided it was time to use High Noon, which basically nullifies Cassidy's DPS ultimate.
You're better off with me.
Well, I mean, okay, so you used it on Cass. I think maybe you meant to use it on Orisa. The odds of either of them having survived this are pretty small. Whether it was Cass or Orisa, even with your tree right there, it's very hard to survive the Zarya ultimate while the entire enemy team is looking at you. And yeah, so Orisa went down, and now you have this Cassidy who can't make the difference up between you guys losing the tank. So like the Cassidy is not the character that you wish you had pulled. I'm sure that wasn't what you intended to do, but unfortunately that's the situation. So at this moment, when your tank goes down, even though your tree is right there, it's time to back up off of this ledge and disengage. There we go. Smart, smart. Unfortunately, Zen is up Shit's Creek without a paddle. Zen is going to die again. Unless he uses his ultimate, which he burned his entire ultimate to get back to you guys. Him using Tranquility right here, not going to save him if he doesn't use it, like all of his additional movement speed to get out of this fight. Tracer can engage or disengage as she wants, but Zen needs to use the extra speed from his ultimate to get out of this fight, and you need to continue backwards, back where you just were. You've overcommitted to this fight. There is no reason for you to stick around. Both you, Zen, and Tracer should be leaving right now. You have a massive advantage over their team. You have a gigantic lead over them. You don't need to throw your life away at this pointless battle. The Orisa is going to take forever to respawn and run back up here. Even though it looks like the Zarya is low health, I don't think that this is a winnable fight for you guys. And then, look, you got Cassidy who's like, wait, are we doing this? And now he's running back up the street, but it's going to take him, like, you know, like 2 weeks to run around this corner and run all the way back up to the point where he can actually be effective again. You guys should have continued on with the disengage here. You have plenty of time. Yeah, so you are up. You are about to die, I think. So the Genji is in front of you. The Moira is coming your way. The Zarya is not going to die. And the Reaper is still alive. So, like, all of these characters can take you out. Like, these three characters can kill you in, like, 1 second. Like, Moira a little bit longer than that. But the point holds. She can attack you from really far away. So this is very, very dangerous for you. And now that you did not disengage, the Orisa is way the fuck back here, right? So when you die, which I think you are going to probably, the Orisa is now going to have to choose to either run all the way back to the spawn and wait for you, or engage on her own, stagger in, and then die. And like the stagger train is about to leave the station, I think is what's going to happen right here. So you're doing your best to keep Zen alive. Zen is now dead. One of the longest, slowest characters with the longest run back is now dead. You're trying to keep this Cass up, but again, like, you use your movement ability to get out of the way. That's not going to be enough to save you. You could have used your movement ability to go backwards and just let Cass die. Because since Zen just died, Cass can die, and the two of them can run their slow asses back to the point together. So you go up on the pedal, but, like, let me just back this up real quick. Thanks. So you go up on the pedal. You had a perfect opportunity to break line of sight with a lot of their team, but instead of going this way, excuse me, instead of going this way and landing over here, you ran forward and now are still in the line of sight of everyone behind you, right? Like, you have a beautiful, gigantic wall to give you a couple of extra seconds to disengage, because, like, we have now missed, like, 4 opportunities to disengage. And now the Cass is dead, and now you are dead. And in doing so, you've completely stranded poor Orisa, who is way over here, just about to make it back to the fight, right? There she is. She's way over here. She has just now finally made it back to the fight, and she has no support alive, and now she is going to die. And now all of you have, like, you lost out on your team fight because you didn't disengage and wait for people to come back at that moment. You can't... You're too close to their spawn to realistically have done pretty much anything when you took this fight originally. When you came back up to save Zen, and Zen popped ult, that was the time to leave. So we're gonna watch Orisa die. Okay, see you later, Orisa. And now their team is gonna push it over. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on you. And you guys do have the forward spawn, right? So you're not super far away from each other. Zen is begging to die. Zen is standing out in the middle of the open, looking for that cheeky one hit, but in reality, what Zen's gonna find is that the Genji can just kill him from that distance, right? So, like, while Zen has that one opportunity to get the one hit, he also has a very large opportunity to die right there. And here he goes. Look at how much damage Zen just took. If you weren't here to save him, that would have been a nearly good game for Zen. Okay, so you guys are back. The next team fight is about to happen. Your Zen is now dead again. Unfortunately, the Cassidy getting aggressed on by that Genji meant that you had to stay and heal him, while Zen was over here trying to keep Orisa alive while she takes damage from the Lucio and the Zarya, and your Tracer is in an ego duel. No, okay, so Tracer is trying to run away from the Moira, who is very much able to kill Tracer in this moment. So unfortunately, it looks like your horse is going to go down again here. The other team is really just beating a dead horse at this moment. And here she goes. And she wasted her ultimate by running into the middle of them. She saw a bunch of people and thought, yo, oh man, you know what would be really cool? If I waste my ultimate. That's a really solid life grip. Really good. You saved her, and then she threw her own life away. She threw her own life away the second after you life gripped her to you. And now both of you are dead. You didn't need to save him. It was his fault. He shouldn't have been down here. He knew what was coming his way. There's no reason for him to have been there. He could have been up on this high ground position, utilizing these signs as a piece of cover. He threw his life away. And you got very lucky. You only survived with the healing orb from Zen. And you got very lucky that that Genji missed a shot or had to reload on you at that moment. We now need to group up. You guys need to break line of sight. You and Zen need to go hide in this building. You need to hide and wait for your tank and for Cass to respawn. By standing out in the middle of the open, Genji is able to generate more ultimate charge. And I know he already has it, but the point stands, like, with the Zen taking more damage, he's just charging other people's ultimates for no reason. You did good trying to get the heal in on that Tracer. She did do the right thing in coming back to you guys for support. So at least there's that, right? The Orisa did not need to drop down here. She could have easily fought from her high ground position, tried to get a kill or two, and you could have dropped the Tree of Life the very second that you guys all decided to drop down as a team, which it looks like that second is now. So hopefully, hopefully the Tree of Life comes out, but Orisa just dropped down into her own death. This is the second time in like 30 seconds I've watched her throw her life away.
Life protects life.
This is hell. It is hell on earth out here. And the Orisa, ironically, the Orisa is the only one still alive, right? And like Tracer is here, but she's about to get sucked into this Zarya ultimate. So there's no saving Tracer. The Orisa is literally only alive because you dumped that healing into her. You guys have lost this push. You lost this push. That's it. It is what it is. And now Orisa's gonna go down. At the very least, you guys are dying close enough together to get another team fight in. Right, and that team kill notification, that just generates a bunch of confidence for the enemy. We're just gonna back up just a hair here as we see you spawn.
Take care.
Bang. At this moment, you know that there is no one on your team alive. You need to wait for them all to come out all at the same time. And you are all kind of close, but again, with you being the first one out, you could just die. Thankfully, that isn't happening. The Genji did not get aggressive on you. Their team should have pushed up and gotten more aggressive to try and get a stagger off the spawn, I think. So your Zen swapped over to a BAP, presumably to save the life of the Orisa, who keeps throwing her life away. You're getting attacked by Reaper right now. And that was a really solid use of the pedal. The way that you are staying on the pedal and continuing to move around is indicative of you having a good angle and also a good understanding of this character in general. And thankfully nobody else needs healing because the Orisa has never seen cover in her entire life and just thinks like, hey, I'm the strongest character who's ever lived. I can withstand the heat from 5 enemies at the same time. Thank God nobody else needed to heal, bro. So in this moment you were safe enough. I think you could have saved that pedal and potentially you could have even used it on BAP, maybe, to have raised him up, because you were close enough to a piece of cover here that you maybe could have gotten it, but you're fine. This is not bad. I constantly get told my Lifeweaver is better than my Lucio, so I'm wondering how is my Lifeweaver so-called good if I make so many mistakes. We all make mistakes, bro. Everybody's game, I swear to God, even mine, even professional players' games, are riddled with mistakes. Positional misplays, like we press the wrong buttons at certain times, and like it's happening in the heat of the moment for us. I'm watching this secondhand, right? And hindsight is 20/20. That's why that saying exists, right? So like I'm able to look at all this stuff from a bird's eye view. I'm able to pause it. I'm able to take a second to take all of this in. You're doing great. You're doing fine. Everybody makes mistakes constantly. We are all constantly filled with mistakes. Don't worry about it. So the BAP tried to save your Orisa right there and overcommitted his life. And in doing so, he put himself in a position where he could be, it's called getting, what do we call it? So you're getting pinched is what it's called. So you move yourself into an area where you can be attacked from the front and people can turn around and come around and pinch you from the back. So you're getting like the Chinese finger cuff, right? Where BAP was the cuff itself, the Reaper and the Genji, and then the enemy Zarya and the Moira are the fingers, right? Kind of pushing in on BAP and squeezing him to death. Your Tracer died. That's because she overcommitted to this fight. She has all the movement to be able to get out of there. That's totally fine. Your Orisa is doing everything she can to stop them from getting it the 2-ish meters that you guys need to lose the lead here. Throwing her life away is like the only thing she can do. Don't life grip her. You know, try and heal her. There's nothing. You guys have lost the lead at this point. There's nothing that can save you from losing the lead right now, I don't think. That hurts. That hurts. Like, yes, she's alive, right? But not for long. The Reaper is on you, about to take you out. You gave away the only thing stopping her. And again, she would have only held it there for another, like, second or two before she died. But, perhaps that second or two would have helped. It's hard to say. In reality, like, it's really hard to say one way or another. But I think both you and Orisa are about to die in this moment. Yeah, you were trying to keep her alive, I know. But you pulled it away while they had, like, 2 meters to get the lead here. And you guys only have 1 minute left, which means you would have to push it all the way up to their spawn. They were going to get the lead anyway, right? I'm just saying I don't think I would have life gripped her. You did save her from the additional damage she was about to take, but... but now she's gone. I paused it just slightly too early, but now she's gone, right? And this Reaper being on you is like, you didn't have... Hang on, let me just put it back here. You had a pedal that was active at that moment. You had a pedal that was active from the time that the Reaper started hitting you. You had a pedal cooldown. You could have used that to have saved yourself from Reaper. But instead, you started attacking him. Again, you could not have saved Orisa regardless. And then you go down. Right now, the best possible move for your team would be for your Baptiste to have swapped over to Lucio, and for your Tracer to rush the point with Lucio and try to kind of stall as long as humanly possible. But without the AoE healing of, like, a Luce, the Tracer's just going to die. And you can only be, like, so elusive against, like, a Moira who can beam onto you without actually having to aim. We're going to watch this from the top-down view. So we have Afara now. And while Afara is, like, fine, Afara actually charges up Zarya quite a bit. So, like, Afara is not a good choice to play against a Zarya. She can take a bunch of additional damage added to her her bubbles. Like, she can absorb the damage that happens from the splash, thus giving her more damage and making her a more deadly enemy. So, you know, that's a misplay on your DPS's part. Not necessarily your fault. That the, you know, like, you were, it's not like you were attacking the Zarya, so obviously it's not the Lifeweaver's fault, but the, there's nothing that can be done to stop this push here until your tank gets back. And your tank is here now, and I believe you are coming back from spawn, right? So you're using the pedal. This is really strong pedal usage, because nobody on their team can hit you at all from up here. This might be the one moment where I would say it's time to heal bot, right? Because, like, the only thing that will save you guys from losing is you keeping your team alive for as long as humanly possible. But the Tracer gets a value pulse bomb and ends up getting 3 of the enemy team there. That was really strong. Really strong usage of the pulse bomb by Tracer. You guys now have the potential to maybe push it back, but you're going to have to win at least 2 team fights, maybe 3 team fights, to be able to make it through here and win the game. You can hear the Reaper. I see you looking for him. You can hear his stupid boots. Really strong pedal usage. Oh my god, dude. That was the best life grip you've done all game. You saved Bap, the one person that can actually keep this push going with you. Amazing. Good job. Yes, that was the right call. Although now the Reaper is looking at you. You can see now Reaper is, his attention is on you. But that was the right call. That's called a peel, and you peeled for your Baptiste there by getting the Reaper off of Bap and onto you. You could just throw another pedal, right? Like, the Reaper can't do much to you, so you peeling for him, forcing the Wraith form out is a good call. You drop the Tree of Life on the robot, also a good call. And now you just drop a petal and take yourself back up to safety. And there it is, dude. Oh, no. Oh, no, dude. Oh, man. The Reaper came with you. That's not great, huh? Hopefully he falls off. And he did, so you're totally good.
Get to cover.
Take cover. The tree's gone. Let them up.
That was the right call at that moment to have pulled Tracer off. You saved her life for a second, and potentially Tracer can peel for you off of the, she could peel this Reaper off of you, if she doesn't land directly in her face. Oh, you used it on BAP. Did you? Yes, you used it on BAP. Like, that is still fine. I think that's still fine, because BAP can throw the immortality field down if he has it off cooldown, and potentially save both you and Reaper. You and himself, I mean. From Reaper. That's unfortunate. The Genji, he was on you with the Dragon Blade. You threw the petal, which I think was like a good usage of petal at that moment. You did need a petal. Unfortunately, you used your movement ability and ended up going backwards instead of over onto the petal. Realistically, could it have saved you? Maybe. Potentially, right? But would it have saved you the fight? Probably not. Probably not. Although with Bat being alive, there's a better chance of that. You know, try to throw the petal to get them out of the grav. That is genius. That is genius usage of the petal to lift them up and out of the graviton surge. Actually, very smart. Unfortunately, you paid for that one. You paid for that high-level move with your life. But, very, very cool usage of the petal and smart thinking. I'm not sure that it works that way, though. I'm pretty sure the grav will just keep them in it even if you throw the petal beneath them, because it sucks in like a black hole for the entire time that it's active. Either way, smart thinking. That was creative use of your superpowers, and I like it. So Bap is now getting tunneled by the Genji, and it's just unfortunate. There's only so much he can do. Best case scenario, your Pharah would need to be paying attention, peeling the Genji off for your Bap, and it doesn't look like she's looking in that direction, so. So the Bap goes down, the Reaper takes down the Tracer, and the Pharah had to retreat. Your tank is now left alone with without the support of you guys alive. I think you're not quite even up yet, so that feels bad, so I'm just going to detach and let this keep going, because I think this is the end right here. Yeah. Oh! So the Mauga makes a very interesting play, insofar as that his last-ditch effort is, let me take everyone and force them to only attack me, right? And that does protect him from, like, the damage of, let's say, Reaper or something like that, but only until Reaper walks in. So, you know, was it a good call? I mean, at least he didn't end the game with his ultimate, right? Like, he was going down either way. I'm gonna turn it, and we're gonna watch this fight play out. And there he goes. And that's the end of overtime. That's tough, dude. That's tough, man. It says victory, but it was not actually victory. It was defeat. But that's tough, man. You did a really good job, I think, in this gameplay. Just keeping your team alive, especially through the absolutely massive amount of damage that they seemed intent on taking at every moment. Like, pretty much every time your tank could be out of position, getting shot by someone, they made sure they were. And the same thing with the Cassidy, just absolutely dominating your ability to heal the team, because your attention had to be on them at all times. Otherwise, it was good game, right? So that sucks that you didn't get the win, but you guys made a very strong push there in the beginning. And the only thing I think that you could work on is knowing when to retreat. Like the song says, you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them. And when your tank went down in that team fight before, and Zen popped his ultimate, it was now time for everybody to retreat. You had a massive lead, you get back together, and then you do the, it does work, I've done it before. That is a really cool usage of the pedal then. you use your opportunity to withdraw from the fight, keep your lead, and then get back up with the tank, because the times when you will win a team fight that is like a 3v5 or like even a 4v5, while the enemy has spawn advantage, you're asking to lose, right? So the fight that you took where you guys could have all retreated is like the only time where I can say, like, this was the mistake that cost you the game. I think that was the moment where if you had retreated at that spot, I think you would have been fine. And in general, I think your pedal usage is very strong. I think your the only thing you could work on is trying not to life grip the tank out of the spaces where they have made space for you guys. Not always necessary to life grip the tank. Like, Winston is a tank that needs to be life gripped, right? Reinhardt is a tank that needs to be life gripped sometimes because they charge themselves into stupid places to try and make space, and then they can't get out. Where Orisa was just kind of standing there, kind of waiting. Yeah, I know, you only do it to save them. And you did save them. To be fair, you did save them, but you also cost your team the space that they created. So, the life grip is a strong ability to use no matter who you're using it on. And then utilizing it mainly on DPS and other support will keep you from costing your team the space that they needed. Although you did, in fairness, you did save them. I think that's it for this one. Let's go ahead and pull up the other one. And I just want to show you what I was talking about, where we're a few minutes into the game and like the tank is just sitting there. That's too many. There we go. So match loaded, and I'll do it up to the point where the tank decides they're gonna stop playing, because your tank threw. In this game, your tank threw. It had nothing to do with you necessarily. It was your tank 100% who decided they were gonna stop playing Overwatch, and in doing so, cost you guys the game right there. In this one, you won. We won, almost lost. Gotcha. I was like, I thought it said you lost. It said you almost lost.
My Halloween costume?
Yeah, the tank is asking, like, the fact that you did win, even though they spent all that time typing, is crazy.
Healing here, at your convenience.
You got a Mercy. You have a Genji. You have a Reinhardt. Okay, right now, like, Reinhardt is maybe not the tank pick I would have chosen in this moment. That being said, it's it's okay, because you do have a Sojourn, right? And like, you and Mercy can kind of chill out behind the Reinhardt shield. But aside from that, I don't think Reinhardt is a good pick for this map.
The enemy is here. Rounding forth. Ready?
That was smart. That was smart usage of your movement ability to quickly break the line of sight from the high ground position. Although you can see that the Ashe is kind of still up there with a sight line on you. In general, I think that was smart. So you're tossing out the heals. You're tossing out the heals. You're missing an opportunity to throw some damage out here by holding the bud. In addition to that, your Mercy, knowing that you are advancing with the payload, should be splitting off and going with the Reinhardt. I can't think of a situation where leaving the tank with no support players is ever a good call. Like, she saw what you were doing. Alright, so the tank came back, thankfully. And this is fine. Your Genji is a little bit overcommitted to this fight, but with the Mercy able to easily get to him, I don't think that's too big of a deal. Your Sojourn is also kind of in a bad place here, because she had to use her movement ability to get here, where Genji can very quickly get his movement ability back by getting an elimination, which you can see he did on the Ashe. Like, the Sojourn has to wait the full timer, so she is committed, hard committed to this fight. If she does not win, she dies. And the Mercy, with the Mercy being alive, healing this soldier, right? Yeah, healing this soldier, there's the potential that she will not make it. So, you know, she needs to be a little bit more selective with this one. Go back to you. It's weird that you guys are, it's weird that you guys are red now. I know you're attacking, but, like, it's weird. Gonna be something I have to get used to. So their tank forcing you back is unlucky in this moment. I think maybe on the pedal, you could have crouched and maybe moved backwards and kind of line of sighted him a little bit. But he does have the ranged attack advantage on you. So the potential of dying there is you know, it's there. Okay, so the Reinhardt is going in on this Ramatra right now, and I think that's fine. The enemy are forced back away from their tank. The tank on the enemy team has no support right now until their Lifeweaver kind of lifts himself up and can put himself into a place where he can heal the enemy tank. But in doing so is potentially going to kill the Mercy on their team, because then she will be the target of everyone's aggression. So let me put it back onto you. That was smart usage of the pedal, lifting yourself up into the sky.
Thank you so much.
And their Lifeweaver went down because he jumped off of his pedal. I don't know what he thought he was going to do falling down while he was low health, but that's what he gets. That was good use of your damage right there. And your team has this. You have this point. No problems. Assuming you don't C9 the cart, right? Your Mercy was able to get the res off on the Sojourn, and I think that probably could have been saved for the tank, who just died. But that being said, you know, it is what it is. The tank was alive when she started the res. It's time for Mercy to get out of there. And also, Genji, everybody should be leaving that spot right now. The fact that no one is crazy. That's what Genji gets.
Together then.
That feels much.
It's time for all of you to retreat. Stop pushing the cart forward. Go back and get Reinhardt. You have lost this push. It's time to retreat. You are asking to die.
We're on our way. Clear out.
And thankfully you didn't, but you very easily could have.
Heroes never die.
So you took some damage from that soldier's Helix rocket. Right now you're missing the Mercy, who is getting, okay, she's not. I thought this was her health pool. It was actually the Sojourn's health pool. Sojourn, you know, she can move out of that.
It's go time.
That was good pedal usage, but it looks like you're about to jump off. No reason for you to have jumped off there. You had line of sight on the Rhine. And so in that moment, your miscalculation cost you everything. And unfortunately, you know, jumping down off that pedal was the difference between living and dying in that moment. And like, even with the Mercy healing, she can't heal through the damage of the Ramatra's punches. So unfortunately, you did go down there. But throwing the pedal up to get the positional advantage in theory, was the right thing to do. You just shouldn't have jumped off. Okay, so this Ramatra is probably going to die here. Okay, so he only lived with the help of the two supports on his team. Otherwise, he definitely would have gone down. You guys, there was a lot of you there. I'm also still getting used to the fact that you guys are now red. That is weird to look at. But there was a lot of you guys there. Ramatra using his ultimate right there. You know, kind of a throw move. You guys had already won that fight, or they had already won that fight. Your tank was down, or you as the support were down, unable to heal their tank, which means their tank could have very easily been brought down. It's not what I wanted to do. We're just gonna go forward. We're waiting for you.
Group up with me.
That was smart thinking. Turning around and looking at the team. Smart thinking. You're waiting for the team. I like what I'm seeing. Until you made it to this point. Don't leave the spawn. Just wait for them to come out. You didn't need to be the first one on the street here. Okay. All right. You're taking some heavy heat from that Ashe who was up top. Your Ramatra is overcommitting. So with the Ramatra doing this right now, he's now taking every bit of your attention and Mercy's attention. And if anybody else needed to be healed right now, he would just die, right? He would just fall over and die.
Life protects life.
Smart usage of your ult. As you put it on the cart there, it is able to get a heal onto the Sojourn. And was that Genji who went over there? Let me just see. And the Genji, as the cart moves forward, the tree will be able to get heals on the Genji. That's kind of like you're using it like a really large healing pylon from Alari. I like that. Okay, so their Moira ult is coming out here. In this moment, you jumped backwards, but realistically, you probably could have utilized the payload here. I'm going down, but I need to go up. There we go. I need to turn it. You realistically could have utilized the payload here and continued to advance it forward and just crouched, right? And you just kind of just chill right here. And you probably would have blocked most of Moira's ultimate and still gotten the additional healing from the Tree of Life. Bang.
Take cover. The tree is gone.
A strong healing out on the Genji. Much better usage of the pedal in this moment because you lifted yourself up into the sky and you did not fall down. With Bob right here, you need to try and break line of sight with him as quickly as possible. Which you did, but you did so by jumping down off of the pedal. Oof, dude, you have 25 hit points left when you made it up here. Your tank is dead, and that's unfortunate. And your Mercy, or their Mercy, rezzed the soldier on their team, so that is also unfortunate. And then the fucking Moira orb kills you. High skill ability comes up and takes you down off the pedal. Yeah, I mean, could you have prevented that? Probably not. At least in that moment when you were on the other pedal, you maybe could have line of sighted Bob by crouching down and, you know, just kind of utilizing the sides of the pedal there to potentially have gotten Bob out of your face. But like dropping down, you took a ton of damage. And then when you came back up, you know, you did survive with the use of the pedal, which I think was smart usage of it. But, you know, the absolute professional Moira orb came around and got you. So that sucks, dude. Alright, so we are getting very close to the end of this push. You guys will obviously pull it out here, but if you did not pull it out in this moment, this would have been the end of the game. Okay, so the Ashe has a line of sight on you from up in that window. You saw and then broke line of sight with her, so that's good. You can see that your Mercy is flying up. So in this moment, it would be beneficial to take a look over to the side because you know that the Mercy now has them covered and they are full health. So by taking a look over to the side, you probably could have saved this Sojourn, who it looks like she's about to go down to this Moira orb.
Right away. Time is short. Let's hurry.
So she didn't die, not yet, right? But she realistically could have if that Moira orb had bumped, like bounced around near her, and you had already fully charged a bulb that you were holding on to, but you didn't take the you didn't see the Mercy there and take the moment to just look to the right there, and down goes the Sojourn, right? And now Mercy's about to use her res on Sojourn, so you are standing in front of her. You were able to cover the res, so that's good. The Sojourn pops her ultimate. Right now is the time where you throw a pedal to keep yourself up and out of the way so that you don't accidentally die to this Ramatra again. Good, strong usage. A little bit late, but you did it. You may die here. Thankfully, your team was in there. They saw what was happening to you, and they peeled for you. Okay, you got your heals going. Trying to finish off this Moira. Good job. It's good stuff. I would have done the same thing. And all right. That was strong usage of the damage right there. I like that. You no longer need to be aggressing onto them. Even though your Ramatra is pushing forward really far, the payload can't even move yet. Getting these kills doesn't really save you right now. It would be better to regroup and kind of get everyone together. But if we're committing to it, we're committing to it. Let's see what happens. Good job staggering the Ashe.
Push the payload.
Yeah, see, and you thought the same thing in the same moment where I thought it. Like, why are we doing this? We're not pushing the payload.
I'm at the height of my performance.
This is a scary moment in here, so 3 on payload could have saved you guys probably one whole team fight.
Beneath the soil. Healing here at your convenience.
So you're doing your best to try and get up to them. Realistically, you could have just dropped down, I think, from this position. Let me just see. Where's the pedal? Yeah, maybe not. Okay, so yeah, I think utilizing the movement ability was fine there. You want to get in on the on the Ramatra. That was a massive life grip on your part. Absolutely clutch life grip on your part. You couldn't have saved Genji. You did everything you could for him.
Life protects life.
Very good. That's very solid. Putting the tree up right there means that your team's sustain is going to be very high. You can see that the Sojourn is critical. Hopefully Mercy will save her, or whoever Sojourn is dueling will lose. And she was able to get healed up, so you're good to go there. You can hear that their Moira is going in on your Ramatra, and now you have to tunnel him with some heals, but that's totally fine. Your Genji is going in hard right now. Now would be the time where you need to keep an eye on and make sure that you don't have to life grip him out of there. And this Ramatra just loves you, bro. Like, he wants to be your best friend. He hopes that you text him when you get done work. Like, he thinks about you before he falls asleep at night. Like, this Ramatra, you are living rent-free in his head.
Come here, will you?
That was good usage of the life grip on the Sojourn. Even though it didn't pull her up, it got her out of the kind of pummel of the Ramatra. So you saved her life, I think, right there. And his miscalculation cost him everything. The irony of that voice line, bro. So you're pushing the payload forward. I think your tank did a smart thing by pushing up and getting space. That being said, if everyone had stayed on the payload, I don't think this Sombra would have come around and tried to hack. But it didn't matter, because she didn't end up getting the kill on you. But now Moira is contesting. So yes, this is exactly what I would have done too. You know, you just kill this Moira, and so that you can get the checkpoint. It's more important that you get the checkpoint right now. Your Ramatra did not need to utilize ultimate there. There's zero chance that the Ramatra needed to ult right there. Whatever, it is what it is. It's already done, right? But, like, he could have saved that. And their team is just funneling in, begging to die. The soldier ran down and tried to stop you from taking the checkpoint after you already had it, which I don't understand what was the point of that.
Feeling better, I hope.
Thanks for looking out for me. Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Okay, so, yeah, so you and Mercy are doing the right things. Ramatra is asking to die. You tell him to fall back because you're a smart player, and you understand that standing out in the middle of the open is stupid.
Get them off me.
I can hear you here.
You reload. Good job. Good thinking. The Ramatra, he wants to die, bro. Okay, so now, with the Sombra back here and your entire team up there, after you've told them repeatedly to fall back, after this moment when you die, you have the right to flame them. Saved by the health pack, dude. Thank God that health pack was there, right? You had 10 hit points left. Alright, so your team is pushing forward here, and the tank is overcommitting to this angle. He didn't need to be this far up to begin with. He's now kind of only now is he in the right space, so, you know, I would probably just use the tree, I think, in this moment. You could have stopped that Mercy from getting the res right there. You 100%... Oh, that's your Mercy. God damn it, the red is throwing me off, bro. That was really good life grip on the Genji. You guys are pushing it in, you're pushing it in. Smart movement on your part. Right, and Ramatra through. You know, thankfully you guys are probably going to get this. But the Ramatra threw that point away from you, for you guys. And the Mercy came in and got the clutch res. The Mercy came in, got the clutch res. You used your ultimate at the very end just to make sure you didn't end the round with it. I think all of those were good calls. The Ramatra being up that far was a mistake on his part. Because of you and Mercy, you were able to neutralize his mistake. So that's good. But in general, I do think, like, he fucked up. And that's on him. Okay, so we're swapping sides now. Swapping sides. I can't pick anybody yet. I'm going to take a sip of my Red Bull while this is going on. I still can't choose anyone. No one has picked, really? Okay, alright, cool. There we go. So now you're on D.
You look like a talented bunch. This should be quick.
I'm just gonna fast forward a little bit until we get to the point where we actually need to worry. Okay, so you took the high ground position off the jump, which is smart. This is where you should be. Especially with your ability to heal from range, there's no reason for you to be down where you are right now. Throwing that preemptive pedal, nothing wrong with that. You're hitting him with the, I assume that was hello? And you reload to be full on ammo before the round starts, that's good. Off the start here, you could have been throwing some damage out their way. I think that would have been fine. The charging of the pedal is also kind of fine. The only reason that they're not getting hit hard with the Alpha Strike is because Ramatra has this shield. Either way, I think either choice there is kind of fine. Bang, now you know you are getting targeted by Ashe, and you have full ability to like strafe to the side here and do exactly what you're already doing, but from a safer position, like right here. You don't need to take any damage here at all, really. I think you're probably just going to, you're probably going to do that right now, right? Yep, there you go. Smart use of the movement ability to cross the gap quickly. Yep, you're doing everything right here. Except for that. Everything right, except there was that point where you could potentially be one hit, and it was only really possible because they had Zen and another player firing at you at the same moment. But there is the potential to be one hit, but your Genji needed the help. You pushed forward and gave him the heal, and then you paid the price for it. I think that's fine. You know, like, you can't predict that this thing will happen. You can only do as much cover peeking as you can. You were jiggle peeking it perfectly at the beginning there. Extinguish, what's going on, man? Thanks for being here. We are reviewing the gameplay of a Life Weaver right now. Alright, so we're going to break off from you, and we're going to let this fight kind of play out. Mercy is 1 HP. Mercy is 1 HP, and instead of taking the moment to back around this corner, and just kind of, like, be here and utilize this, she tried to Guardian Angel up to the high ground position, which would have been fine, except she died for it. So now your push is over. Your Genji and your Ramatra need to back up. They need to concede space and stop fighting, or just die instantly. That would be fine too. You can see your characters are staggering hard right now. Genji could have died already. I don't know why he's still in the fight. I don't know what he's hoping to accomplish, but he died like the dummy he is, like just like 10 seconds too late, right? Like the tank is already spawned. You know, you guys, you're halfway back to the point already, which now it's time for you to turn around. In seeing all of these people have just died, it's time for you to rethink your strategy, and that's exactly what you do. But right now, you need to retreat, because even though they're not here yet, it's very easy for them to push forward in front of the payload and potentially pick you. You can retreat behind this wall to complete safety. But you're waiting, which is the right thing to do. Straight up, you know that you have already lost this point. The tank is typing. This is what I was talking about. This is where the tank starts typing, and, like, stop it, dude. Just go. Just play the game, bro. Like, what are you doing? This drove me nuts when I watched this earlier. I watched this second half this morning, and like this is where I was like, I can't do this. Like I don't want to have this be the game, because this is the reason why things are going south. If it's so important, get into voice chat and say it with your chest. Right now, you have overcommitted by pushing yourself out while there is no tank. There's no tank to protect you. This is a sojourn. The tank is still in spawn. No one should be leaving this building right now. Nobody. And yeah, so that could have been your life. Right now you're just charging Echo's ultimate for no reason. Genji is dead, and that's what Genji gets. He should be punished for this. This was a bonehead, bogus, stupid move, and he should be punished. That's what he gets, dude. You did not need to peek that window. You almost paid the price for it as well. You know, we need to utilize our cover better. And again, all of this could have been avoided if the tank would just play fucking Overwatch, dude. Like, shut up, tank. Get out there and start tanking. It's too late now. The push is already over. You've already lost this, you lost the point, which is totally fine. You weren't going... Once you die on the defense, you lose the first point. It is what it is. Genji had no right being out there, but the tank could have at least made an attempt. But now everybody needs to fall back, because you're in a 5v4 scenario, and it's not in your favor at all. So you kind of waited for the Mercy. I think you just now noticed that the Zarya is actually here. So we're getting ourselves back. This is good. You already have a charged bulb, so you can save Mercy. That was good. Right there. The life grip on the Mercy, you could have saved her. While you did save her, you could have used it here on Zarya. That would have been the moment to have life gripped her out of the way. And she's just done. But that's what she gets for typing. That's what she gets for spending so much time sitting there writing something out, dude. This isn't AOL Instant Messenger, dog. Like, get on the mic. It's 2024. What are we doing? And now the Echo is chasing you guys. And this Echo is going to, like, she has all the free reign in the world here to get a kill on either you or Mercy. But she has also overcommitted her hand, because in a close quarters situation, you as Lifeweaver can actually kill an Echo, especially with the help of a Mercy. So in this moment, I think that the Echo probably will die. Okay, so she thought better of it, which is smart on her part. Yeah. That's maybe a bit of an overcommitment there, but at least you're still here. At least you didn't pay the price for it, right? You're all right. That was a good life grip. The tank needs to understand to play more passively. Although they are kind of... They were playing a piece of cover there. Now they're just walking straight up to the window. They're like, what's out this window? Oh, look, it's death out there. and then they go for a second peek and a third peek, and who ends up dying? You do. And that's unfortunate, but like that's those are the kinds of stupid ass plays. And you wouldn't have had to do that if the tank would have treated the window with the respect that it deserved, because the enemy team is right there. The Roadhog is right there. Moira's right there. The Echo is standing there. Like, come on, dude. That was not your fault that you died there. You had to focus, like, tunnel the tank for no reason.
Adaptive circuits engaged. Zarya.
And the only reason that she gets to live any farther than this is because Mercy is bailing her out right now. And she did get the res on you, which is good, but in doing so, she left your Sojourn completely out. And unfortunately, Sojourn is just going to die for this, and it just is what it is, right? Like, you can't save her. So I'm going to put it back on you since you are resed. You were able to save Sojourn, but now the Mercy is in. So this was a bad move for Mercy. The Mercy is in an incredibly vulnerable position, standing in front of the entire enemy team with nowhere to go. Like, that was stupid on her part. She should have stayed with you and Zarya, where you guys had the numbers to keep her alive.
I'm on fire.
The Zarya threw an absolutely clutch Graviton Surge there.
Go time.
Okay, so right now, there is nothing you can do. Easy, what's going on, dude? How are you? We are reviewing a Lifeweaver gameplay today from a Plat 5 Lifeweaver. I think Plat 4 in this game. Pretty solid placement so far. Good positioning in general. Unfortunately, a couple of times he got caught out of position, and the tank is playing a little bit too aggressive here, and is costing the Lifeweaver their life. But we're gonna see what happens.
Life protects life.
So using the ultimate to kind of stagger the tank. Yeah, I don't know that I necessarily would have ulted right there anyway, although their team is kind of retreating a little bit. Their push is effectively halted. But you lost your Mercy in that engagement. You're about to lose your Echo. You just died, and now your tank is here, and the only healer is the tree, right? So that's not great. We're gonna play it from here since you're down, and we're gonna watch as the enemy team realizes what just happened and decide that it's time to keep pushing forward. Yep, see? So they realized, wait a minute, they don't have any support players for this tank. And the tank didn't realize until it was too late, and is only just now figuring out that it's time for them to leave. So you see the Hog is pushing it forward, and for whatever reason, the tank is just hard committed to dying here. Thankfully, you're about to make it back and save their life. But realistically, that should have been the end of the Zarya. There it is. So the tank just got hooked by Roadhog. The Mercy's beam is on her. And there it is. So you save her life. And then she throws it away by dropping back down onto the Roadhog. That's what she gets. That's her fault, not yours.
The numbers do not favor us.
Mercy is dead. Sojourn is dead. Thankfully, that additional, like, 4 damage that they needed to put out missed. Is the only reason Sojourn got to live through that. You are dead, yeah. Because the door opened up, and in the moment when Sojourn decided, I'm gonna overcommit to this fight that we've already lost, instead of retreating, in that moment, the door opened, and Roadhog came around and pinched you. We're just gonna back it up here. We're gonna raise it up and watch. The entire team is getting staggered to oblivion at this point. You can see Zarya is on her way back, and she's coming back with the Mercy. And what's the Zarya not doing? Well, she's not gonna wait for the team. Why would she do that? What's a 5v5? Fuck 5v5, dude. We're going back. We gotta get in there. We gotta stop them from winning the point they've already won. Better rush myself all the way to the front. Zarya, I said this about Doomfist the other day, but you need to turn in your gold gun for a bronze gun. It's painful to look at. Right? So, right now, this is This is terrible play on the Zarya's part. She's doing nothing but charging the ultimates of every person on the enemy team. You have a Tracer now, and now you are back. Okay, so let's put it back on you. You can see Tracer overcommitted to that, and with her small health pool, instead of moving to a place where she wasn't directly looking at the enemies and kind of, catching them from the side or like going around for a flank angle, she decided to advance on the bridge and got hit in the head one time by Cassidy, and that ended her entire push. So you did good throwing a little bit of damage into the Graviton Surge. Keeping the Mercy alive is important here. The Zarya got life gripped, but now the Mercy is in a position where she can be hit by the whole Hog, and she has far, far less hit points than the Hog does. Thankfully, you were able to keep Mercy up, and Mercy is funneling heals into the Zarya, and so are you, which is the only thing keeping her from getting absolutely smashed. And they're pushing. You know, again, the only thing keeping the Zarya alive, because she's not using cover, she's just standing in the middle of the bridge, is you and Mercy using all of your resources to keep her alive. And God forbid you back away for 1 second, right? Because then she's just going to take a ton of damage. You're going to put the tree on top of the cart, which I think is smart. Because it allows you to get aggressive exactly like what you're doing right now, because you can utilize the tree as though it is second support, so you can then become the damage dealer. You you overcommitted this angle, right? Like, you got the Hog down, that's totally fine. You can still fight them, but not necessarily all the way out in the middle of the street. I don't think this was necessary. You have this whole big wall here that you could have jiggle peeked back and forth. You could have gotten Zen, you could have gotten Echo. Your weapon works from far away, so you don't have to actually barrel stuff them to use it. It's good to put out damage there. You're sticking near the tree, which I think is smart. Charging up the bulb so that you can keep them alive. Zarya is a fucking moron. Like, this is terrible. This is horrendous play on the part of the Zarya. This is literally their spawn door. What does she think is going to happen?
Can't have it getting worse. Time for spring.
If I were you, I would have let Zarya die.
Safety in numbers.
That life grip is the only thing that saved her. But in doing so, you lost your Genji, who only got that courageous because Zarya was with him. Yeah, I would have let Zarya die so she knows not to do shit like that. Because, like, if they don't learn, it's the same thing with punishing enemy DPS who get too aggressive with you. If they don't learn in the time that they overcommit, that overcommitment leads to their death, then they will continue to make those moves and think that it's a good call somehow, even though it very clearly is not. So you're funneling all of your healing that you can possibly heal into the tank just to keep her alive for a few more seconds. And and that's what she gets, dude. That's what she gets. She should die. She is way, way too far into the enemy's face. It's her fault. Thankfully, Genji was able to follow up with some strong damage.
The warmth of firelight.
Genji is stupid, dude. What is this? Thank God you have life grip, right? Thank God for that. Your entire team should not be up there. The Zarya is finally back from spawn. You are the only one doing anything to keep your team alive. I think Mercy just went AFK. She just went and made a sandwich, bro. She ordered some DoorDash. Like, she doesn't give a damn.
Something for the state.
She's checking her text messages. So right here, with the enemy team using High Noon, and with the Moira ultimate coming out, the Zarya is left completely alone. The Genji is left completely alone. The the Mercy Beam is still on Genji, but only for a few more seconds. They have to drop down, and Zarya is a low movement character. So the problem with her dropping down is that she throws her life away in doing so, but she also throws her life away in taking the shot from the high noon and standing in front of the Roadhog, right? So there's no saving her at this moment, but right now I think could have been a strong life grip opportunity if you had the reaction speed fast enough to have life gripped Zarya. Bang, and like she had to drop down, but now she has to walk all the way around. And you tried to come out and drop a heal on her, but unfortunately, she's busy doing the slow walk of shame all the way back up to the payload behind the enemy team, where she inevitably will go down. Thankfully, the Mercy is still alive, at least for a few more seconds. And now the Mercy is going to go down. Right, the Echo and the Mercy are having an epic duel, but the Mercy is now down. And the only person who's still alive on your team is poor Ashe, who is, like, doing her best to have any kind of value, like, in any way. You can see Zarya. Zarya is still down there, still making her way back up. Absolutely nuts. Like, she had a duel with Cassidy, which Cassidy shouldn't have taken that duel. Cass could have been completely fine standing with his team and just being here. But she's still not back, bro. Ridiculous. And there she goes. She's dueling the Echo. And, like, now she's back, right? But now she had to drop down again. And this is her fault. And the tree is a smart move on your part, although it's unfortunate that it got used during the whole hog. The tree will stop the payload from being pushed forward and give your team the sustain that you need to hold them off for a few more seconds.
Pass into the unknown.
But they are not going down either yet, right? And here's Zarya, still coming back. She finally make it back. She finally made it back, bro. Look at her go. She just made it. It's finally time. All right, let's put it back on you. Pause it. Let's put it back on you. Let's see what you do here. So you tried to use the pedal, but in doing so, it ended up bringing Roadhog with you. So you very intelligently dropped down. The tree is the thing that saved your team in that moment, while Zarya was walking her way back with the Walk of Shame. Your Genji is doing exactly what he should do, getting aggressive and pushing them back. They now need to rethink their entire strategy. They need to wait for their tank to come back here, and they're just simply not going to be able to make it back to you guys. The Diva pick was a chump move for their tank to swap over to. Yeah, Diva doesn't do well against Zarya, because Zarya can't be defense matrixed. You can hear that Lucio is in the backline, which is hilarious because, like, this is a huge mistake that I see a lot of Lucio players make, where they think, oh, well, I'm gonna get up there and I'm gonna be, like, elusive Lucio on the cart and try and push it the last few meters. But what actually ends up happening is they just die, right? So, like, this guy is not helping anyone. Absolute bonehead behavior, like a total waste of everyone's time when he could be speed boosting people back to the point, like poor Cassidy, whose damage is actually relevant here, who could have been speed boosted back to the point here, but instead he just decided, you know what? I'm gonna come over here and do absolutely nothing. Again, he's just, he finally made it back to his team, and down he goes, right? There he goes. So, that's what he gets. And now their team is down a support. This is 100% the reason why they couldn't make this push, is because the Lucio wasn't there to give any heals for his team.
Engaged. Zarya.
Your Zarya went down, but your Mercy was able to fix her positioning mistake. And it's going to be overtime here, but just for a second. Bang. There's the overtime, but it's not really, you know, the diva coming in at this moment was just a last-ditch effort. Realistically, she can't actually stop them, and she can't do anything to keep you guys from winning this point here.
Life protects life.
With the tree being up, nah, dude, nah, fam. You putting your back to this diva is asking to die, even with the tree being up. Genji overcommitted. That's Genji's fault. Genji deserves to be punished right now. You don't need to kill yourself to heal him. Off. Oh, what a sad moment. I'm sorry that that happened to you. You could have line-of-sighted him on the pedal. You could have finished him off with your damage. He only had a couple of HP left before he was actually able to click the button to, you know, to do the draw part. You know, you could have. But the Lucio is back with the Diva here. Diva does not have enough health, and Lucio does not have enough sustain to stop a Reinhardt from swinging into them and just killing them. You can watch as Diva's health just melts away. Oh man, your Reinhardt is getting low. With the help of that Echo, your Reinhardt is getting low very quickly. Wow. So Mercy went out for the res and got you up. So that's, you know, that's not a bad thing. But in doing so, she completely abandoned your Rein, who would have been the reason why this would have been 100% a win. And then you ended up dying anyway. This is why I don't like Mercy's res. I don't think Mercy's res is useful in a lot of situations. So the Lucio is getting close to his ultimate, 61% here. So if he were to make it to his ult, then the possibility of you guys losing this push is definitely there. Unfortunately, Lucio is down on the payload, and or I guess fortunately, he's down on the payload, and because the Echo is raised up here, she's not actually inside of his healing aura right now. I'm going to let it play from here since you are gone. She tried to drop down, but it wasn't fast enough. And now Bob is going to finish off Lucio because he is in this situation where he has to keep on moving, but in doing so is just going to put himself in the line of sight of someone who can kill him. And that is game. And so I think in this game you had some good moments, but the main thing that you did... You like these kinds of reviews? Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I have a couple of them. There's 3 of them posted from the last few days over on the, like in the VOD section of the channel. So if you want to watch those after the stream is over today, feel free to check those out. We have a Mercy gameplay, we have a Lucio gameplay, and then we did an Alari gameplay yesterday. So, and then this Life Weaver one will be up later on today. So if you like this stuff, there's like, I feel like it's like 2.5, almost 3 hours worth of reviews just like this. So if you want to check those out, feel free. And then, so the thing, Spicy One, I think the thing that you did really well in this game was you had very good awareness of who needed to be healed and at what moment they needed to be healed. The one thing that I think that you could work on is knowing that like when somebody deserves to not be saved, right? Like, and I talked about this in the Mercy review, is like you can't save everyone, but also in addition to that, you should not save everyone, because if they are overcommitting to their angles and they live and you bail them out, then you show them that their bad play is okay to do, and so they never actually learn why what they did got them killed, right? So if you can, try and understand when somebody should not be saved and let them die, because overcommitment needs to be punished. Otherwise, people never get better. They don't learn if they don't get taught a lesson, right? If I save them, we have a higher chance to win, right, though? It depends, right? Because, like, if you save them, you have a higher chance to win that engagement. But if you don't save them, and it's early on in the game, and then they understand, hey, I probably shouldn't do that again, then later on, you might save yourself from the situation where you ran into with this Zarya, where she ran all the way up to their spawn door, and you had saved her with Life Grip previously, and she ran all the way up to their spawn door, and thought that was okay. But if inside of the brewery, when you saved her from Roadhog, if she had died, like immediately, instead of you life gripping her up and then her walking immediately back down into the face of the Roadhog like an idiot, if she had died there, she might not have pushed so hard into the enemy spawn and then would have been alive for the final push. Like, you did end up winning, right? So that part is good. But at the same time, overcommitment should be punished. And just because you have the ability to save them doesn't mean you should save them in every situation. So like the Genji who you peeked out to try and toss a heal to, but he died and then you immediately died right afterwards. Like, Genji was the only one out there with no support. He deserved that at that moment. Like, he bought himself that ticket. It's now, it's now his ride, right? So like, I think overall your Lifeweaver gameplay is very strong. I think your life grips come out at clutch moments. You have had some absolutely intense life grips, even on myself. You've had some game-changing life grip moments here, and I think that part is probably the best part of his kit for you, is that you have the situational awareness enough to understand where you should be life gripping someone, and when it is like the moment, when it is like the time to press that button, because it's a very easy button to mispress and to miss time. So I think you did great. In general, I think that you are a strong Lifeweaver. You're less aggressive, I noticed, on Lifeweaver than you are on Lucio. And I don't know if that's just because Lucio passively heals and you have to choose between one or the other with Lifeweaver. But I did notice in your Lucio gameplay, you were up in the enemy's face a lot more. And in this one, you took my advice and were kind of behind the team a lot more. So I think you did good. I think overall, very strong gameplay and a strong showing on your part. So it is true that my Lifeweaver is better than my Lucio. I think that, like, your Lifeweaver, it is obvious that you play this character at a high level. Like, that you understand the kit, you know what he does, you know when to use the things that he has. Lucio is a little bit more, kind of, like, fluid in what he's doing, because he doesn't actually have to choose to heal, aside from like choosing not to speed boost, right? And it's pretty obvious to know when you don't want to speed boost, but it's a lot harder to understand like all of the nuances around the rest of the kit, right? Like, when do you wall ride? Like, when do you wall stagger, like, the jumping between walls so that you can get a weird angle and make it hard to hit people. When do you press his ultimate? Because his ultimate is one of the most impactful ults in the entire game. So like, I think Lucio being a little bit more aggressive on him is fine, but as a support player, you need to make sure that you are keeping as many people in front of you as humanly possible, and I think you do that better on Lifeweaver. So I think it's up in the air, and with that, I want to say thank you for sending your gameplay in. I appreciate getting the opportunity to review it, and I hope you enjoyed my reviews of your Lucio and your Lifeweaver gameplay that I have put out here. And I am about to dive into some games, so if you guys would like to come and play some Overwatch with me, I would be happy to bring you in, and we can jump in and have some fun in just like some regular low-intensity quick play games. You want to join? All right, I'll pull you in. And if you guys are watching this and you would like your gameplay reviewed here on stream, I will turn it into some content, send it to me at DudeNoWayLive@gmail.com, and I would be happy to break it down for you, and we could talk about what you are doing, and I can, talk shit on your tank, who inevitably will be standing out in the middle of the open, because that's what I see tanks doing every single day. All right. I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put us in, I'm going to be queuing up his damage. If you saw the thumbnail, we're building our muscle memory today, and in doing so, we're going to talk about what you can do and who you should play, and when you are building up your muscle memory, you want to stick to one character. You want to play like one hero, and then like have a backup hero in case that one gets taken. But in general, you will build muscle memory faster by sticking to one character and playing them for every single game. Because even if they don't match with your team comp, even if they aren't good for the map, playing one character on every map, in every game, for like a week, will help you understand where the character's strengths and weaknesses lie on a more fundamental level than listening to somebody tell you a guide about that character, right? So like, if you play as a Widowmaker, and you only play Widow, you will understand better where Widow is actually effective and where you should and should not play her if you play her over and over and over again, than you will if you try to build yourself around what the team is doing. And so by cementing muscle memory in your mind, you're going to be able to react quicker, and without having to think about the next thing that you want to do, you will just know what to do next because you've already experienced this situation. You've already been in this situation, so you already know what to do to have the fundamental outcome that you want, right? Like whether that thing is like if you're saving someone as a support player, or you are making a push as a DPS player, or or you're taking space as a tank. If you have already seen this scenario before and you know how it played out last time, you have a much easier understanding of how to move forward with your next decision. So I'm going to go ahead and dive into the practice range. I'm going to take a breath because I'm very out of breath, and I'm going to sip my Red Bull since we're going into this match here on New Queen Street.
Every soldier needs a cause.
Don't let them push the barrier.
So we just got into this game late here on New Queen Street. And as Soldier, I'm just going to be kind of jiggle peeking this spot, utilizing my high ground position to get the kills that I need. We're going to force that Zen back so that he can't be up there healing the team. I'm going to try and I'm just going to press Q and try not to get sniped by their Widowmaker. Widow, right? Yep. So right now, we just need to force their Zen off of this engagement here. And I'm going to pick up this health pack, and this soldier is dead. There's nothing he can do about that. Okay, so our team has had 0 progress on this at all, which is not good. We definitely want to hopefully buy them at least a moment here. I'm going to use this side area to hopefully snag a little bit of damage on these guys. Bang, I was able to put a little bit of damage on their Widowmaker, who was at the end of the street. I'm not trying to overcommit to that angle, because I know what will happen if I stay there too long. They're just going to look at me, and then I end up dying. So I'm just going to get back up with the team here. We do not want to play into the window. Don't walk into the window. I'm turning on my mic right now so that I can tell the enemy team not to walk into the window. Unfortunately, our entire team is going down here. But I was able to kill their tank, which should help with the stagger on their push. See that our team is backing off and regrouping. I'm just going to get up and out of the way. Waiting for our tank to get back here. And we were able to make this push a little bit easier. From here, I know that I want to put the damage in on the support players. The Baptiste and the Zenyatta need to go down as quickly as I can get them. And unfortunately, I got sniped by that Widow. She had a counter angle on me. That's totally fine. We got their soldier is utilizing his ultimate right now. And then he ended up going down, I believe. Yes, he did. This has been a very quick game where the enemy team has taken a lot of ground very quickly. The Widowmaker is down. The Baptiste is down. This is the end of their push. I'm going to take this counter angle on Zen, kind of force him into a bad position. And this Zen dies. And now I get back up with my squad. And we kill Reinhardt again. And there it is. We're good to go. Getting back up with the squad here. Just taking my time to make sure that I am healed. Firing off my Helix rocket kind of up into the window, even though I can't really see her from the angle that I'm at. Can't really see anyone with the red of this tree here. We're going to wait for their characters to push around. I'm going to get out of the way. Putting some heavy damage down range. I just took a shot from their Widow, so now I know that I don't want to be in the space where I currently am standing. Just gonna... It's time for us to go. I'm probably going to take a shot here. Hopefully I don't get shot in my head. And I didn't. We're putting damage here. And we were able to get down their Baptiste. We got their window. Is very, very powerful. But our tank is dead. So our push is now over. I'm gonna put some damage in at their Widowmaker, and now it's time for me to back up, because the odds of me dying here are pretty good. We have a Winston now, which is like a weird pick, but Winston could be strong against the enemy Widow, potentially. Their Zen used that, I think, to try and save their Reinhardt, but unfortunately for Zen, the Reinhardt was already dead. The Widow is behind me, and if I just keep pushing the robot, then she doesn't have the line of sight on me anymore, and she has to choose a different place to go. There we go, and we took the Widow out. And now we have Reinhardt is back. It's time to push this Reinhardt and push his shit all the way in as quickly as possible before his support players come back. And ideally, we'll be able to, even though we weren't able to kill him, because it looks like our other DPS character is back here dueling this soldier. Howdy, soldier. Let me just send you back to your respawn screen real quick. We can see that their Widowmaker is here, putting in damage on me. I'm going to take this side angle. We're just going to destroy their immortality field. And we're going to force the Reinhardt into a damned if you do, damned if you don't. And in doing so, we'll send him back. And this stagger is getting pretty intense on them. We have made it to the point where we have the lead now. I bet you they didn't expect that. And I am able to effectively hold off our push here. There's 2 minutes left. One thing that we need to do is not get too aggressive. It's time for us to run. It's time for all of us to get back here. Because with the enemy soldier using his ultimate, our team is just going to go down very quickly. And I'm putting in a ton of damage on them, but our Winston is still overcommitted to this fight here. I don't want to get sniped by their Widowmaker, and we are in a 3v5 scenario, so it's time to back up. It's time to back up and get a new position. And I was able to pick their Baptiste, which makes them very vulnerable to death here, because that is their main support player. And I'm able to put damage in on their Reinhardt, kind of forcing him into a shitty position. Baptiste will be almost back now. With our tank down, we do need to retreat in this moment. We should not still be here really fighting this off. But I can utilize my damage to put in a ton of damage on the enemy Rein. Oh no. Oh, thanks, dude. I got life gripped at the clutch moment. Oh no. I'm dead here. Yeah, I'm dead. I took a body shot from the Widowmaker and ended up going down. Dang. Yeah, that body shot from that Widowmaker took up all of my hit points very quickly. So once the tank gets back, Lucio is up in the front here. Once the tank gets back, we can use the Lucio ult to push them off. It's time to use all the ults. We can't let Lucio die before he uses his ult. And that's Poggers. And we win the game. They tried, dude. Remember when they thought they were gonna win? They certainly wanted it. Hey, what's up, baby? GG's, right? Yeah, GG's. This is the moment where I said we can't let Lucio die. Bang. This is the triple kill. And then... that's it, dude. That's Pogs. We go in. And in building your muscle memory, you're going to make yourself a better player overall. Because the times that you have to spend thinking about what you want to do next are going to be very small compared to someone who is using a character either that they're new with or they're using it for the first time. You will have to think far less about what comes next. and you will know in every situation, okay, well, I died here last time I had a situation like this, and I should have done this. Like, in Soldier's case, I know that I should have put my healing pad down before I used my ultimate, and because I didn't, I died, right? Like, that is like a typical Soldier scenario. And in doing so, you're going to remember that next time. As soon as you're about to press your ultimate, the next time you're going to say, oh man, I should probably put my healing pad down. And then you do, and you make up for the mistakes that you've made in the past. So the more you play with one character, and then, like I said, you can utilize a second character as a backup, as somebody that you play here and there, somebody that you focus on after you feel very comfortable with the muscle memory you have built up with the first character, you will be able to very quickly adapt to rapidly changing situations, and you will also learn what maps are good for your character, in addition to which team comps are good for your character as well. And the team comp is kind of like, that's going to change every game. That's not something you can really control, but the maps, you're only going to see each map once in a while, so it's going to be a lot harder for you to understand where you should be. And that's why I recommend taking like a week to play a character and really get used to what they do, where you can play them, where they succeed and where they fail. In general, I think on the robot maps, I do a lot better, for example, than the like attack or defense maps. I do better when we're pushing the robot. I'm not sure why that is, but in general, I win those games more often. So that's like a pattern that I've noticed about myself inside of each map. So like on Colosseo or on New Queen Street, I will do better in general because there's no respawn advantage or disadvantage, except for the point where you push the payload to a certain point. So we're going to be attacking here on Shambali Monastery, and I'm going to be doing as best I can to put as much damage into the enemy team and be as effective as humanly possible, while also keeping myself alive, because our Reinhardt just said that he is a dive heart, which means that he is an extremely aggressive Reinhardt player. And in general, that means that he will likely die. Like, that's just one thing that you can notice about enemy Reinhardts. If they are somebody who really likes to dive the enemy team, then they're probably going to die a lot. I can't kill that Mercy from my angle, but hopefully Hanzo can, and he can. And I'm just going to stay with the payload, since the Reinhardt is jumping up, and we're eliminating the entire enemy team by getting extremely aggressive. Hey. And in staying with the payload, I know that as Soldier, I can still get most of my value out of the character, because even if I'm on the payload, I can still shoot them with pretty much the same efficiency that I could from, 5 feet away or 100 feet away. See there, Lifeweaver is here, and I'm able to do virtually the exact same thing that I could do if I were at the front where Reinhardt is. Putting this damage in to the enemy Orisa while we round this corner. I'm choking. And knowing that there is an Ashe up in that high ground position, I know that I need to back up. And because I started to take a lot of damage there, I know that I need to back up and get behind the Reinhardt, because the Reinhardt is going to get me killed if he is behind me. Or I am going to get killed even if the Reinhardt is behind me. So we've made it to the checkpoint number 1, and now we know that we have the more forward-facing spawn. We're just going to chill out on the payload and continue to move it forward. And in doing so, we're going to make sure that our team doesn't leave the payload behind like Hanzo is doing and overcommit to an engagement like Hanzo just did and end up dying, and our payload is all the way back at the beginning where we had originally left it. Okay, so right now I'm getting shot from the side by Cassidy, and I can tell by the way his gun sounds and the way it feels when it hits me. And with the Reinhardt being down, it's time for us to back up. Our push is over until Rein comes back, and if we continue to be here, we're asking to be dead, right? So right now I know that the Ashe is here, I know that Ryan is still in the spawn. And I am going to die now. And I deserve that because I decided it was time to, like, re-engage. Even though I just said we need to back off until Reinhardt comes back. But now my team is in a straight-up worse position that they were in before because they don't have me there with them. With a combo of a couple ultimates, we were able to secure the point. And we are good to go. We're pushing this forward now. Pushing this forward. I'm going to teabag behind our pal Spicy One. Because we are kicking their ass right now. Our Reinhardt is going to DC, which means that we are going to have to figure out how to win this game without the help of our tank. What we don't want to do is stand in front of this window, but we need to push the payload all the way up, and now we can disengage. Whoop, 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 whoop. Just gonna whoop myself out of there. And it doesn't matter that we died right here, because the enemy is standing at our spawn doors. Literally, we just walk out, and we're good. We're waiting for our Reinhardt to decide whether or not he is or is not going to spawn. Or disconnect, I mean. Just gonna kill that Orisa. Gonna kill this Baptiste. We're gonna kill this Ana. We're gonna kill this Ashe. And we are getting aggressive, pushing forward with the tank right now, because in staggering this Ashe, they will be down 1 DPS for this next fight. And with all of us going forward all at the same time, we know that now we can go back. We can come back to the payload. The Reinhardt should have disengaged right there. That's his fault. It's his fault that that happened. Now that Ryan is down, though, our push is over, and we now need to leave. It's time for us to leave now. Now we disengage, and we wait for Ryan to come back. Now we're just waiting. We're just waiting for the tank to come back. Waiting for our other support to come back. And now we can push forward with a better... knowledge of where everyone is and what we can expect. We see that the Genji is over on the side. And I'm going to go ahead and tunnel this Mercy down. And unfortunately, I got by my team. Nobody advanced with me at that moment, but that's okay, because we took down their Mercy, and I will be able to get back very quickly. With their Mercy being down, they're missing the vital healing component, and they cannot be resurrected on the enemy team, which means that any kill that we do get, which is everyone just died, any kill that we do get is going to stay dead, right? So right now, we win because we were able to keep their team down for a longer period of time, right? The more aggressive we can possibly get, the better it's going to go for us. And thankfully, we were able to utilize the payload pushing forward. During that time, all 3 people on the payload pushing it at max speed was able to push it in all the way. And that's good. We did great. And the guy on the enemy team, the Mercy on the enemy team, says that they had an ass team, but what actually happened is we just had a very coordinated team. We understood what we needed to do, where we were going to go, because the Reinhardt said at the beginning, "Hey, I'm a dive Rein. I'm a Reinhardt that goes in for it." And we all knew the playstyle that we needed to expect at the beginning, and we committed to that, right? And we knew the Reinhardt, if he's a dive Reinhardt, that means he probably plays this character quite a lot. So his muscle memory on Rein is going to be way better than somebody who keeps swapping tanks over and over again. And then at the end, he swapped over to Azaria, but the point holds. He knew what to do, knew exactly how he wanted to play. We knew what he was going to do, and because of that, we were able to follow up with him. Well, all right. Moving into the next game here. We got... The practice range is calling my name. And I know, I saw, bro. I saw you didn't die that game. Good job. Feels good to have a 0 death game, right?
Get out of my way or I'll run you over.
One thing that a lot of people don't do is utilize melees, and understanding that when someone is this low health, you can just punch them to death. And that's something that I am even guilty of in certain cases, where I need to remember to utilize my my melee ability to finish off low health targets. I do it with certain characters, but it doesn't come natural with others. Like Soldier, for example, is not somebody that I melee too often with. But then again, people don't really barrel stuff you on Soldier that often. One thing that I recommend when you're trying to build up your muscle memory is utilizing the practice range to force yourself into situations where you are practicing your aim, and in doing so, you have a bunch of different ranges. You can see here that you have, the range is actually written on the floor. This is 30 meters, 20 meters, 10 meters to the target, right? And you can utilize yourself at different ranges to understand, do you have damage fall off? How hard does your gun hit, depending on if you're 40 meters away compared to 30 meters away, or 40 compared to 20 meters away. And while Soldier does not have damage fall off, Cassidy does, Ashe does, at least as far as I can tell he doesn't. Ashe does, Widowmaker does, although it is at the extreme lengths of the maps, so you may never experience Widowmaker's damage fall off. But, like, utilizing that area to better train your aim to do what you need it to do is going to help you live and win in a lot more situations. So we have a very stacked enemy team right now. These guys are looking solid. Our team is going to be solid too, though. We're going to get in there. We're going to kick their ass.
Every soldier needs a cause.
There is always room for improvement.
I need healing.
The Reinhardt already needs healing. So that's wild.
Stay close to me and I'll keep you safe.
We're just gonna melee Briggs shield over and over again. Alright. Alright, here we go. So we're here on Ilios. We're utilizing our speed boost from our Lucio to get us into a good position early. And then we're going to utilize this kind of low ground position to advance with our team, and this piece of cover on the side here is very strong for keeping us alive in situations where we might need a health pack or to ward off the enemy team. And now their team is chasing me down, and that's unfortunate for me, but in doing so I'm kind of just leading them on a wild goose chase. And while they may eventually kill me, they literally just wasted like 30 seconds running around over and over again, chasing me around this point like it's Scooby-Doo in here, which is very funny. So their Lucio and their Doomfist came around to try to put me in the dirt, and unfortunately it just wasn't happening for them. And then they just kept going. They just kept chasing me over and over again. Oh, Lucio. You silly goose. And I died there, but that's my fault. I didn't expect Lucio to turn around. He baited me hard in that moment. Turned around and booped me off the edge. And those are the moments where, you know, like when you're building up muscle memory, okay, well, I died here as Soldier. Now I know I should not be utilizing that space as Soldier, and I should be taking a different angle to make sure that I can engage the enemy without having to be near the ledge, right? We're just going to finish Genji off there. I'm going to toss a few Helix rockets down range. I'm going to not get sniped by their Hanzo, ideally. Right, and I'm going to use this railing that I did not get rid of so that I can protect myself and raise myself up into a situation where I might actually want to be. And if their Doomfist decides that he wants to come in and engage me again here, then I know that I can just jump down, right? And same thing, I can just lead them straight to my health packs, because I have like a great thing of health packs here. And here comes the Reaper, and he's going to try and chase me. And I'm literally just going to bait them around to all of the health packs that I was using before. And then Lucio's going to get me off the point again. That's unfortunate, but Yeah, he just came around. He knew where I was going this time. And that's his muscle memory being built up, right?
I'm fired up right now.
And there goes our Lucio. Their Lucio is also down. We have no ultimates online right now. And I think we lose this point.
That warms the bones. Aim where they're going, not where they are.
And in general, I don't think that it's a good idea to do what I'm doing right here and keep fighting when the point is already lost, when your tank is not there, when you're not having a good team fight. But that being said, I almost killed everyone, so I had hard committed to the ability to take this point back for our team. Flo, what's going on, dude? With the Reaper going in like that, we can assume... It's safe to assume that he's probably coming in to use his ultimate. And I only know that because I've played Reaper so much. And I'm just gonna snag a whole bunch of kills off of that guy. And then we ended up winning the round anyway. They staggered in hardcore. And, like, no one on their team has any kills right now. Flo, how are you, man? How's your day going? It's evening for you. It's only, it's 1:30 in the afternoon here. Was trying to play ranked, but it's pissing me off. I either have to carry everyone or lose, and it's exhausting. I hate that feeling. That's part of why I don't like playing ranked. And like, in general, the attitudes in ranked are also, like, more... people are more high-strung, I guess is what I'm trying to say, in a ranked game than they are in a quick-play game. They get more upset when you lose. They get more, pissy with you when you don't do what they think you should do. And like, I just don't care. I just don't care to deal with people's absurd ego. That's what I'm here for, dude. I'm the ego, like... You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to deal with them. I already have enough ego problems myself. I don't have the patience for that shit. So I'm gonna put this final damage in here on this Mercy. And now, with the enemy team kind of all standing in the open here, they are just asking to die. They're begging to die here. The Doomfist as well, just begging to die. We're gonna take this point so that we know that we have the timer ticking down for us. With our Lucio dead... That means that our team got a little bit too aggressive, I think. And we need to back off, because our tank is dead. Our Moira is getting too aggressive now. Classic Moira. But we can expect that from her, right? Like, we know that Moira is going to get too aggressive. She never plays... You've never seen a Moira who is a passive player, except for in the rarest of cases. Pretty much any time you see a Moira, you just expect her to do dumb shit and put herself into a bad place. And the Doomfist is right on top of me right now. We need to get back with our tank right now. And ideally, we'll be able to. And our Lucio got hungry for the boop and ended up paying the price for it. While he did get his boop, he also got to see the respawn screen. Alright, so now we're back with a full team fight. Good to go here. We're at the point now where we can realistically take the points. Right there, because I just did that practice inside of the practice range, I know that I saw that low health target and it's time to charge them and melee them. And that's muscle memory. Just had the typical complaining about heals when they did not group up, rushed in alone, and did not peel for the backline. I can't heal if I'm respawning or busy killing Sombra. 100%, dude. 100%. That is exactly the type of ranked shit I'm talking about. I don't have time for that. I don't have the patience for this shit. This Doom is overcommitting so hard to this. And I hope that he gets punished for it. Yeah, so our Lucio is dead. And that is unfortunate. It's time for us to go. You can see that our Zarya overcommitted. Our Moira is busy dealing damage instead of actually killing things, or instead of actually healing things. If she wasn't so worried about getting a kill, perhaps she would be alive past this ultimate. So we lose right now. It's pretty wild that even with my ultimate going off, it's still not enough, and the DPS passive, I mean, it's still not enough damage to actually stop her, Mercy, from living when she's getting beamed by the Moira ult. That's my fault, I died too much. It happens, man. Don't worry about it. So now we're at Will. And, you know, it can only go one of two ways here. Either everyone will get booped over and over again, or no one will get booped for the entire match. So, we're about to find out. When they don't peel for the back, you just get your mood ruined. I totally understand. When people don't peel for the backline and there's a Sombra in your backline, it can be infuriating. Like, legitimately, the most annoying thing ever is when you just keep getting hacked over and over and over again, and you can't get any value. Because the Sombra keeps, like, she keeps disabling your ability to actually get value out of your moves. You're lucky I don't have a Helix rocket in this moment. Oh, they're so lucky I can't swap. Will they keep coming? No, they did not. Uh-oh. Ah, that sucks. So their Junkrat did well. He caught me in his trap.
Aerial positioning underway.
I don't understand what the people in chat are talking about right now. The game chat is going crazy, and I have no idea what the fuck they're even talking about. Our team is dead, and that's unfortunate. But it is what it is. Yeah, dude, our team is dead. We need to get out of there. Come and get it, Doom. Come and get it. Nah, that was a good dive on his part. Good dive. Our team can't do anything. They're too staggered. Moira's not healing. Moira needs to stop going around for the, like, flank there. It's not helping. Whatever she's doing is not working. Ugh. Ugh. It's one of those annoying moments, right, where no one came out of the spawn. Moira is still not healing anyone.
They'll regret that.
Moira has swapped over to Baptiste and is now just firing her gun. We're not going to make it. Hey. Farah, come back. Ah, that's so many people. Diva. All right, well, at least our Moira found her heal button there at the end.
Still got some fight in me.
Yeah, we ain't making it back. That's over. It's over. It's all right. They did their best. Our team was trying, man. Wow. Wow, bro. He died in his own play of the game. That doesn't happen too often, huh? That's one of those rare scenarios. Flo, you want to come and hang out with us? I know, you're done, huh? Yeah, I don't blame you. I would be done after some annoying comp games, too. I would call it a day, too. In that last match, I would have swapped over to Echo if I weren't playing one character for the entire show. And I think an Echo swap would have done us some good there. You'll be back in a little? Alright, sounds good, man. I will be, I'll be on here for the next 25 minutes, and then I got to call it a day. I gotta go eat something, and, I gotta do, you know, responsibilities, other responsibilities. Yeah, I don't blame you. Take a minute. Take a minute and chill. You know, it's not that you're bad at comp, it's that your team is bad at comp. I've seen you play. I know what you do. I know the things you can pull off. So when you're building your muscle memory, it's important to, like, one thing that you can do is just stand here and fire at a wall so that you understand the recoil pattern of the weapon you're using. Where Soldier's weapon is mostly straight up recoil pattern. It does actually waver from left to right slightly. So, you know that as you look at that, you know that it's time to start pulling down on the reticle with Soldier when you are holding down the fire button. You're treating it like a fully automatic assault rifle. You know that you need to pull down on either your right stick or the mouse to make sure that you stay on target. Where other characters have no recoil patterns, and that is something you can also utilize to your advantage. Knowing that your character has no recoil can be just as advantageous as knowing that your character has a fully vertical recoil pattern. But one thing you definitely want to do is you want to test that at different ranges so you can see, well, how much do I need to pull down? And you can get used to understanding how much you need to pull down. Like right now, I'm just going to try and keep it inside of the keyhole of the escort sign, right? And you can see that it becomes more difficult the longer you hold down the fire button. This Hanzo has the cool fire skin that I like. Alright, here we go. We're here on Caliseo. We've got Giga John 13. Giga John 1, 2, 3 even. As the tank on the other team. Our tank? No, their tank. I just think he's got a funny name. Ah, that Sombra got to get away. We have to punish her when she does dumb shit like that. Oh, that's alright. The tank died, so. No, Sombra. You die now. And I heal through your cube and watch you fall in the respawn screen. Unfortunately, that guy was looking at me, just waiting for me to peek back out, but... Look, here it is. Good for him. That was funny. Alright, so we need to get back up with our team. We have a Sigma and a Hanzo. Hanzo is not a good character to combat the Wrecking Ball. So we know that we are going to be doing the bulk of the Wrecking Ball handling. The Sigma, while he can actually fight Ball, it's actually pretty hard for him to get value fighting Ball. We need to punish this Sombra. We can expect that she'll come in here for the health pack. So we're just going to fire down kind of in her general direction. What's up, bitch? What's up, bitch? Where you headed? Sombra, where you going? No, you don't.
Much better.
Alright, we don't need to push it any farther right now. Okay, I guess we're gonna keep pushing it. Let's push it up till the first checkpoint at least, if we can. It's gonna be tough. No, they're not gonna let us. I had a feeling it was gonna stop right before. Their team is on top of me. Their Zen and their Tracer were here. I deserve that. I shouldn't have stayed committed to it. But I really wanted, if we could get that forward spawn, to get it. Let's group up. Okay, now we gotta wait. Sigma, come back. Okay, let's just wait for Sigma to die.
You can't hide.
I know that the Sigma can see us through the wall, so, like, he knows. He knows when it's time. We have the lead here. We have nothing to lose in this moment. Their Zen has overcommitted. Aw, dick. He used ult. Yeah, I'm dead here. I'm dead. The Zen came up, the Sombra was on me, the Tracer was chasing me, and our Lucio ult didn't come out fast enough. That's alright, dude. At least it saved you guys. We need to push forward to the payload, though. Stop fighting at the ball at the spawn and go to the payload. Wait. Wait, where's Sigma? Okay, so the two support players are now up at the front, and the tank is behind them, so if they die, it's their fault. Right now, I am getting killed by their Zen and their Sombra behind me. Or maybe it was Baptiste, I'm not 100% sure.
They'll regret that.
We are now down. They are pushing forward on us. We're in a 4v5 scenario. Our healing pylon is down. Our Alari is down.
There's more of them than us. The robots in enemy hands.
It's time to go. The Tracer is on top of me right now. And so is the Sombra. And that's unfortunate, right? So the Tracer and the Sombra attacking me at the same time are the only reason that they were able to get me in that moment. The Tracer coming up is not that big of a deal. It's the combination of those two that are going to get us.
They took the lead. Come on.
D.Va needs to come back. Get out. Okay, well, I'm just gonna wait. Our whole team needs to die and respawn here.
If I'm still standing,
Okay.
I'm still
Alright.
fighting.
The two supports are at the front. Why are you guys out? What could you be hoping to accomplish right now? That's unfortunate. I died too. D.Va is not helping anyone. She's not like defending for anyone. She's just kind of firing into people. She's not even firing a lot of the times. I'm not really sure what D.Va is up to. We don't need... Yeah, this is a failed push here. We need to get back up and go back closer to our spawn. Fuck. Oh man, dude, this is so bad for me. I hate these moments. I hate when I'm the one who's dying a whole bunch of times. This is not a good, Soldier is not a good character to be using against this team. But, like, I knew that only because I've used Soldier a whole bunch, right? For other people, this is still the strat that you want to use to get a lot of value and build a lot of muscle memory. What are Alari and the Bastion doing? Oh, they're dying.
Careful, there's more of them than us.
Hey.
Hi.
We can expect that Sombra is around here somewhere, so just firing off into their general direction is going to be good. The D.Va firing her ultimate off like that is like completely useless. I have no idea what her plan was or why she would do that. There's Sombra. Let's go ahead and kill Sombra. No, we're gonna not let Sombra get away as best we can. And so our team is dead again.
Best we can.
You wanna combo visor and food drop?
So the Sombra is right here. Sombra is right on top of us right now. Anything that we do.
You wanna combo the visor?
There we go.
I've got you in my sights. That warms the bones.
There we go. We can put this heavy damage in on the hog and kill him in his whole hog. Or slightly after, that's fine too. There we go. And now we can actually make an actual push forward here. We need to get their Zen down. Their Zen lives for way too long. Ideally, our Bastion will be able to do that. Their Zen being alive is keeping them in high damage scenarios because Zen can very easily. I need yeah, there he is. There's fucking Zen again. Zen can very easily use his Discord Orb and his damage to act as a third DPS, and our damaged characters are not even close to him in terms of, or our support characters are not even close to him in terms of the damage they can put out. You can see that Zen has 7,700 damage. That's because he has a Discord Orb, and he can heal and deal damage at the same time. So, like, our team is pushing forward, but there's a ton of people behind us. The Zen and the Tracer are behind us, and inevitably the Sombra is also in our backline. So we're just gonna kill her. I'm gonna die in this moment because the Tracer and the fucking Zen are on me again. So we lose. We're not gonna make it back to the payload in time. Unfortunately, that's game right there, dude. I got dove many times that game. I got dove at least 6 times by the Tracer, the Zen, and the Sombra were coming at me so hard. They did good. The Zen especially was very high in damage, and we just can't compete with that amount of damage output. We need him dead immediately. You can see how he's doing it. You see what I mean? Like, he's able to put out so much damage because he has the Discord Orb, and then he is also just a high damage character in general. But beyond that, it was more than just Zen, because it was the combination of Zen plus Tracer, the combination of Tracer plus Sombra that were able to get me. And there was one time where I started getting shot, and I just stood there and let myself die, so that we could also, so that we could get back together as a team, because I was outside of the death range, and I wasn't going to make it back, so I just let Sombra get me one of those times. But yeah, that's the Zen has to die. He's one of the easiest characters to kill, as long as we focus up on him and actually, you know, put the damage in and kill him. But unfortunately, in that game, we just didn't. And every time I saw him was at the end of my life. So, like, I would only see him as I was already, like, a third of my hit points, and he was able to hit me, like, 2 times and kill me. And never did I actually get to see him when I was, like, full health. And, you know, it is what it is. If I had been able to swap to Echo, I feel like that's another instance where if I was able to swap to Echo, I think I would have done a lot better in that game. But, you know, that's not the value proposition, so we're building our muscle memory. And I know that, like, when facing a Tracer, when facing a Sombra, when facing a Zen, like, Soldier can be good against Zen, and he can be good against Hog. But against a Sombra, not necessarily. Like, the Sombra has to make a mistake for the Tracer to, or for the, for the Soldier to actually get her. The Sombra, the Tracer also has to make a mistake in general for the Soldier to get her, because his damage output is he has a damage over time weapon. He doesn't actually have the ability to realistically put out enough damage, burst damage, to finish off a Tracer. So, like, there's a learning curve to this shit, and knowing which character is effective against what characters can help you better deal with the threats that you have ahead of you. I am ready for lunch, dude. I am hungry. I think that's part of the reason why my my aim is also off a little bit, because I'm starving. I ate at like 11 o'clock in the morning yesterday, and I haven't eaten since then. And I am ready. I am absolutely ready this very moment. But we got one more game here. Right, yeah, one more game, and then we're gonna call it a day. And then I'll go get some lunch, so. Uno mas, chat. Uno mas. We're on Route 66. We are attacking Route 66. Locking in the soldier pick because we're building our muscle memory today. Star just woke up. All right. Going in hot and heavy. Soldier can be a good pick off the start here, but in general, a Widowmaker would be more impactful off the beginning, and then after that, you can kind of utilize Soldier in the mid-range, because the rest of the point past the first one is mid-range. I think in general, you probably are a stronger Life Weaver than maybe a Lucio. But that being said, I think it just takes, I think they're pretty close, right? And I think it just takes a little bit of time to know the back and forth between when to be aggressive and when to not be aggressive. And I think that's like the main learning point for Lucio. And then for Life Weaver, you've got a pretty solid grip on that. You just, you hold the bulb for a little bit longer than I think you should. How do you even live consuming half your calories through Red Bull? Through rage. Mostly rage. That's not even a joke, bro. I wish you were joking, but you're not. You're 100% spot on. So apparently I'm getting targeted again. Yeah, dude. This is ridiculous. Where the fuck is our tank? The diva already has 3 kills. Hopefully she's not in a mech anymore. Where you at, Div?
That one's confirmed.
Eat my balls, kiddo. Alright, so we're gonna do the 3 on payload to advance it as far as we can. We're just waiting. Their team should be coming back right about now. The Echo is ruining her accuracy stat, so that's good. So we're just gonna take this diva out of mech immediately. Where is she? Oh, I'm standing on Genji. Okay, well, it's over now. Push is over. Our tank is dead, our Moira's dead, we can leave. Genji, come back, dog. Come back. I'm gonna let him live. If I get greedy for that, then I die. Right? We need our Ramatra to come back. We need our team to get back together here. The diva has another mech already, which sucks. You never want to see a diva get demech'd and then not die. Yeah, if I were you, I would leave too. Alright, cool. So I was able to catch the ultimate of our Lucio there. And this should be an easy dub. And now their diva is out of mech again. We see their enemy Sombra is here. And we're just going to make sure that she dies ideally. Spicy one, there is a Sombra right next to you. If you could have seen what I just saw, that was funny. She landed right next to you. So we're putting damage in on enemies that are far away, but it's difficult to keep a steady shot on them with the soldier because the soldier weapon, like I said, has a vertical recoil pattern, lifts up in the air as you shoot it. So the farther away they are, the smaller of a target they are, the more difficult it is to actually get them down. No one is following up on any of the damage that I deal, so that's bad. But we're just gonna go ahead and take this D.Va out of mech here. And then I'm gonna steal this big health pack. And I'm gonna get obliterated by D.Va's... by D.Va's, whatchamacallit, rockets.
Redeploying. This is an uphill fight. Let's get the payload moving.
Our Winston is stupid. Begging for death. We can see that I like your tracking. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm doing my best here. I can see where a lot of people are going to be a lot of the times prior to. So that makes it a little bit easier. But the team is getting destroyed by D.Va. No one is doing good on my team at all. And our D.Va, like, our tank has swapped tanks 3 times now.
That warms the bones.
There's no damage or kills coming out from our side, so it's unfortunate. The Moira needs to not get so aggressive, because I believe she will probably pay for that. Yeah, she did. I had a feeling that was coming down. Like, she went too hard to try and get that Genji kill. Genji isn't even the problem. Like, right, like, Genji isn't even the issue here. Howdy, fam. No, you don't. Oh, shit. That is a Junker Queen. I was not prepared for the Junker Queen. I didn't know they swapped. Yeah, like, our team is not able to stay alive at all. We're not following up on any kills at all. The damage that we're putting out is effectively useless, because the people who get low health never get actually finished off. So we're just gonna wait. We're just waiting. Hey. And then we will hopefully get the full team back together here. Okay, Echo doesn't know what she's doing. Bubs, you haven't even done anything yet, dog. Come on, man. You need healing. We need tanking, homie. What are you talking about? You need healing. And that's what you get. Okay, so now we've got a Roadhog. This is the 4th time he's swapped characters. Just gonna drop down. And I missed out on those, that Lucio heal, but that's okay. Or ult. That's alright, as long as we can get a couple of kills here. And again, I got somebody low health, but no one is here to actually follow up on the damage. And now I die. That's unfortunate. Where did our tank go? Nobody knows. This guy is trash, bro. He is an ass tank, dude. Booty cheeks.
Hostile spotted.
And so now the Baptiste is low. But my entire team is over here doing whatever this is. Okay, they're dead again. Alright. That's gonna be the end of Overwatch for today, I think. This has been fun, though. Thanks, fam. This is ridiculous.
10
seconds.
Pull it together and let's get this done.
Yeah, no, we lose. Whoop. Oh, the dragons went that way. Alright. The tank is on top of me right now. Just firing into my back. There's nothing I can do. I'm literally stalling it on the off chance that anybody comes and does anything, but no one did. It's okay. It's all good, man. We lose. We don't have to keep staggering in, dude. Nah, you don't have to worry about it, man. Our tank was trash in that game. Our tank died so many times. He was butt cheeks, bro. Like, that's not your fault. It's all good. Can I drop you an endorsement? I can. You do not deserve play of the game, fam. His only key was W. The only thing he knew how to do was press W and left click in their general direction, and that's it. That's fine though. It's fine. Sometimes you have games like that. Sometimes you have tanks like that. Sometimes you have like 3 games like that in a row. It was fun. Thanks for hanging with me, dude. I appreciate it. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on. We're gonna turn this up. I am ready for food. I am not in a receptive place to be overwatching on an empty stomach. You know what I mean? It's been 27 hours since I ate, and I am ready. I'm ready to stuff my whole face right now. So I want to thank everybody for coming out. Spicy1, I want to thank you for sending in your support gameplay, and I was able to review the Lifeweaver games that you sent in today, and I will turn them into a video. I'll post it later on tonight, and you will be able to watch that back for any time you would like to. And I want to say thanks for coming along for the games that followed as well. I was pretty excited to get in and play some games, so it felt good. And when you, like I said, when you are building your muscle memory in Overwatch, stick to one character, play it for as long as you can, and play it for like a week straight, and then that way you will know, well, this character works well in these situations, does not work as well against these team comps, doesn't work on these maps, but does work on these other ones. You will be able to understand your aim better. You'll be able to take space if you're a tank, or support your team better if you're a support. And ideally, you'll be able to get kills if you're a damage character, too. Unfortunately, you know, sometimes you're going to run into those games where you get stomped, and that just is what it is. You got to roll with the punches, especially if you're sticking to one thing. If you don't play the swap game in Overwatch, you are asking for the loss. And Overwatch is 100% a game about rock, paper, scissors, and you need to be the rock to your enemy's scissors at every given opportunity, which means swapping characters. But building muscle memory doesn't work with that. So anyway, at any rate, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'm Moonchild, and I'll see you in the next stream.